It is a college football Saturday in the city of Riverside. The RCC Tigers take on the Bobcats of Saddleback. Halloween colors in full effect, folks, here on Saturday evening. Ghazal Hassan back with you along with Jeff Gorham. We are at Wheelock Stadium, where the Tigers of RCC are scoreless. They've allowed no points in the month of October. They've won 2 games. They've won 7 in a row. Number 2 in one state poll, number 1 in the other. But this starts a good 3-game stretch for them against 3 really good teams starting today with the Bobcats of Saddleback ranked 13th in the state.
Well, I'll tell you what, you don't want this snake bite, and they can cause problems. They're 5th in scoring, and they're in the top 10 in yards per ball game, so they are going to be a handful for this defense.
Speaking of RCC on the defensive side, it's going to be a test for them today against Saddleback, who's averaged 51 points over their last 4 games. Jeff has told you about their offensive prowess in terms of yardage and points, and also on top, you're going to love this, the top 2 kickers in the state go at it today, but Saddleback is no joke. They've won 5 in a row, looking to make it 6 against RCC.
Well, I'm going to get my Halloween candy going here early with the kickers, but let's talk about the defense. The defensive firm of Mr. Tupou, Mr. Baptiste, and Mr. Bogart. Those guys are going to cause some problems. That is a defensive firm.
Yeah, it's kind of a playoff atmosphere here on a late start here on Saturday afternoon in October. Coming up next, the Tigers and the Bobcats, college football on Riverside TV. Welcome back to Wheelock Stadium. Ghazal Hassan back with you. Jeff Gorham, Ghazal Hassan back with you high atop Wheelock Stadium before the Tigers of RCC take on the Bobcats of Saddleback. We have people relaying all we're not important, but people are trying to relay messages to us. I've never understood it. We're just a couple of yahoos that call a football game, and this should be a good one, Jeff. All joking aside, RCC ranks 2nd and 1st in the 2 various state polls. The Bobcats are 13th and 14th, and this is an old rivalry going way back, 49th meeting between the 2 teams. Overall, Saddleback has the advantage, Jeff, but Riverside has dominated of late. They've won the last 5. They've won 9 out of the last 10. The last time Saddleback knocked off RCC was in the playoffs back in 2015.
Yeah, and these 2 teams are true rivals. Everybody talks about the rival. Who does RCC have as a rival? It's always been Saddleback. And this game, remember, 124-0 the last 2 weeks. The Tigers have been dominant, but they cannot get snake bit by a team that is really hungry to get that victory.
Yeah, both teams playing really, really well. As Jeff mentioned, the Tigers unscored upon in the month of October. They've shut out their previous 2 opponents, Southwestern and Grossmont. But Saddleback comes in having played real well, too. They've won 5 in a row, and they've averaged 51 points over their last 4 games. We were talking with James Cook, the RCC defensive coordinator, before the game, and he really seemed concerned about the firepower of the Bobcats.
Yeah, and I asked him, I said, hey, are you concerned? You've played so well the last 2 weeks. Are you worried about that snake bite? He says, oh, by golly, yes, we are. We have to be ready to play because they know what's on the line. We've been in the state championship, 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row, and everybody knows that the target is huge right now on this Tiger back.
Norian Espedron, Xavier Ugorji deep, and your new best friend is going to kick it off, Akian Afrukte, who's the freshman out of Danny Hill. He's a redshirt freshman. He was actually a gray shirt last year for Saddleback, and he is the top kicker in the state. Most points, most field goals, and he's very good on the kickoffs.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is like we said, this is candy for me on Halloween, watching these 2 kickers going at it, the 2 best in the state.
Ugorji signaled for the fair catch. It's going to be a touchback, and it'll come out. And we saw all kinds of shenanigans, fair catches and free kicks off punts in high school. There's no rule in college. It's only the NFL and high school, so we don't have to worry about it for this game, Jeff.
Well, yeah, you and I were talking last night after calling a great high school football game, and the kicking game has changed. I want to get back into coaching. Just because of the stuff I've seen in the last week.
Strategery.
I love that. That was the one thing I could do in coaching when I was a coach. We didn't have great players, but I could somehow finagle ways to stay in ball games. Hopefully, the Tigers here can really take care of business with the best quarterback in the land right now.
Yeah, Jordan Barton, man, he's been pretty good this year. First down from the 25 for RCC. Plenty of time. He'll throw to the outside. It'll be complete to Bryce Strong into Saddleback territory at the 45-yard line. So give it a 30-yard completion. Getting on the coverage, Joseph Nelson, the sophomore from Edison High in Huntington Beach. So give it a 31-yard completion all the way to the 44 of Saddleback. And Saddleback's going to do a lot of rotation on defense, Jeff. They've done a good job this year defensively. Head coach Kerry Crabb in his third year also runs the defense for Saddleback. They allow 22 points per game as well as nearly 274 yards. So it looks like that was a completion on the play to Jacques Modica, and another 4 yards on the play up to the 40-yard line. Second down.
So 2 players already catching balls. They had 12 receivers catch footballs here 2 weeks ago.
Espadrone in the open space. Espadrone down the sideline, makes a move. He is dropped inside the 5-yard line, making the touchdown-saving tackle. Kale Wallace from Mission Viejo. Where's Wallace? Wallace is inside the 5-yard line, making stops. Ball down to the 3-yard line, 37-yard pickup. And Tom Kraft and I talked about Nori and Espadrone. He said he's as good as we think he's been.
Yes, Padrones. I mean, they've already had 3 different guys catch balls for some big yards here with Modica, Espadrone, and, of course, the great Bryce Strong. Let's see if they can put one in here.
First and goal from the 3. Here's the shift, and going to the corner is Campbell. Campbell to the pylon, but a nice tackle, maybe a loss of a yard. Tanner Gunnell comes up and makes the hit. Gunnell also out of Huntington Beach, Edison High. So a yard loss back to the 4. Second and goal coming up for RCC.
Yeah, and you watch that last play. Probably, it was designed for the handoff, but there was a play in the wide receiver on the left side that was wide open.
Strong coming up inside and a touchdown. Running behind Big Douglas Teloma. Touchdown Bryce Strong. And right down the field move the Tigers for the 6. 75-yard drive, 5 plays. There to pay dirt.
Wow. I don't think they were too concerned offensively here as they just come down and really take care of business. 3 different receivers and a Bryce Strong with the catch and the run-in.
Gabe Panikowski with the PAT attempt. Panikowski on the year is 43 of 45. Swings the right leg and make it 44 out of 46 as he misses that one. And it'll be 6-0 Tigers. So they move down the field quickly, though, Jeff, and they get off to that fast start.
Yeah, you got to like that. But, me being a kicking fanatic, that 1 point could cause some problems if this offense can do something against Coach Cook's defense here at RCC.
You're good. You feel good if you're RCC because your offensive line. This will be a very intense war in the trenches. Tom Kraft, when we spoke, said, hey, their defensive front is very good. Our offensive line needs to be at their best. They were on that first drive.
Yeah, they looked, just solid. We saw the game was 63-0 ago. And what did they say? It's firing on all cylinders. What? The battle station?
Yeah, fully operational.
It's fully operational, that's for sure. They're taking off right where they left off.
First opportunity coming up here for Saddleback. They'll take the ball back to receive. Paolo Burak back to receive along with Will Craven. Craven backing up, backpedaling. He's to the end zone, and he fumbles the football. It's a live football, folks. Scoops it up at the 5, wheeling inside, and takes a pretty big hit down at about the 15. Kevon Baptiste saying, how do you do? About a 12-yard return out to the 16. First and 10, Saddleback.
Talking about Baptiste, remember it was Bogart, Baptiste, and Tupou, the defensive firm here at Riverside, making his presence known here in special teams.
So first and 10 for Saddleback, and they have a very good offense, Jeff. We met Jeff Fisher, their offensive coordinator, before the game, came over from Ventura. Before that, he was at Cerritos. This is his second year working with Kerry Crabb to run the offense for Saddleback. And starting at quarterback for Saddleback, Brandon Burwald, the sophomore from White Bear Lake, Minnesota. Play action, he'll look over the middle, complete to the big tight end, down to the 36-yard line, about a 20-yard pickup on the play. Seth Lyon, the sophomore out of Dana Point, and Saddleback's going to go tempo. First and 10 from the 20. From the 36, Burwald will take the snap. Burwald out of the shotgun. Here's the toss to Borak, trying to veer to the left side, but he'll run into a cavalcade of Tigers. The first man there, Jesse Bradbury, the Summit High School product out of RCC. They'll give him about a 2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8 coming up.
Now, Gazal, do you think the defense is thinking, hey, we got to try to hold these guys scoreless too? I mean, you have to in the back of your mind.
Well, it's just a pride thing, right? You've shut out 2 straight opponents. Why not go for 3? And I was incorrect. That's a 2-yard loss back to the 34. And the snap goes over Burwald's head. Bearing down on him was Avery Iosefa Hart. Iosefa Hart, incomplete 3rd down. Disaster could have averted there for Saddleback. There was a Tiger laying in wait there. I think that was Edward Gilds who could have picked that one off, and there was nobody in front of him, Jeff. Get a look at Tom Kraft on the sideline conferring. 3rd down and 12. Movement for the Tigers. Here's the throw to the outside, incomplete. Pass intended on the play for Caleb Marshall, covered by Kevon Baptiste, but let's sort out the flag. Officials tonight, Alex Zved is the referee, Patrick Kellaway the umpire, Joe Giraputo is the headlinesman, Amos Wellington the line judge, Tim Glasgow the field judge, Joe Rice the side judge, and the back judge is B.J. Aragon. So a 5-yard penalty against RCC will make it 3rd and 7. 2-by-2. For Saddleback, Caleb Marshall split out to the top of the formation. In the near slot is Jacob Sears. Burwald to throw. Here comes pressure. He'll run with it. And down he goes. He's upended at the 41-yard line. Stepping up from his free safety position, Dante Bowers makes the stop up to the 42. 4th and 4 coming up. And looks like Saddleback's going to keep the offense out there, Jeff. No, now we see the punt team come out.
Yeah, great tackle there just to save that first down.
Dante Bowers, I was talking to James Cook, the defensive coordinator for RCC before the game, and he was really complimentary of those 5 guys in the secondary. 4th and 4. Here comes the punter, Braden Biller, the sophomore out of El Toro. He's been very good for Saddleback this year, averaging about 40 yards per kick, as long as 56. Swings the right leg. Tracking over to field it is McDaniel. It'll be down inside the 15. Actually, right at the 15 it'll be down. 43-yard kick, no return. And that's where RCC will start it up right in front of the 15-yard line. So James Cook's defense up to the challenge. This Saddleback team, Jeff, averaging 51 points over their last 4 games. You can have the one-game explosion. Everybody's seen that. But when you're consistently at 50 points per game, that's pretty impressive from an offense.
Yeah, Coach Cook has dialed his guys in. They are ready to go. Like I said, the pride of keeping somebody scoreless, maybe it'll keep them fired up today.
Strong. Trying to run inside. He'll run right into the outside linebacker there. That's Enrique Henry Amposta, the freshman from Tesoro. And he's kind of what they call the field guy. He's the one, when they're running away from the sideline and running inside, he's kind of the guy to each side of the defense who's being responsible for that assignment, and he makes the tackle on Strong after about a 2-yard gain. 2nd down, they'll give to Strong again. He'll dive over the 20 to about the 21-yard line. Posta again there for the tackle. Also getting in underneath, Jaden Williams, the freshman from San Juan Hills, down in San Juan Capistrano. 3rd down.
So the Tigers trying to go ground and pound right here. But a 3rd down, Coach Kraft is probably going to have something up his sleeve, and we'll see if he throws the football here on 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5 from the 21. Movement up front. Was he drawn is the question. Here comes the flag in. So false start on RCC. It'll back it up.
Penalty, false start against the Tigers.
back to the drawing board.
So ball goes back to the 16-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 10 for RCC. Here comes the blitz. Picking it up over the middle, incomplete. Intended receiver Ernest McDaniel. In on the coverage was Trevor Romaldo, and a flag comes in. We may have defensive holding here, Jeff.
I believe we are. Let's see what they call.
Pass intended for McDaniel. There was a penalty flag on the play.
The defensive holder, a PI here. It might be a PI, actually. Let's see here on the replay. Yeah, there's. That's going to be a pass interference.
Penalty against the Bobcats.
So now they didn't even know where to mark it off from. They got to go mark it. They were marking it from the 21. You got to mark it from the 16. So a 10-yard penalty. So it was a hold because PI would be 15. So the holding penalty, and they will move the sticks though. And now they're giving it the 15. Man, these officials got to get the math right.
Yes, they.
I was joking with him. Hey, I won't make too much fun of you, but a little confusion on that one. All right, it's early in the game. We'll let that one slide. Under 10 minutes to play in the first quarter, 6-0 RCC, 1st and 10 from the 31. Stepping up is Barton, and this is an added part of his game, able to run the ball, slide down to the 40-yard line, close to a first down. They'll give him about 8 yards on the play, and looks like Saddleback Bobcat down on the play. Slow to get up is Tristan McMurray, the sophomore. He's a Murrieta Mesa guy. He's an inland guy. A couple inland guys on Terry Crabb's roster for Saddleback.
A few Norco kids on there as well.
I was joking with him. I said, how'd you let him get out of Tom Kraft's footprint? So here's the play. Barton sees the coverage down. Oh, that didn't look good. Kind of the knee turned on the outside there. Now he's up and walking off under his own power, which is always good to see. That's Tristan McMurray. Spent 2021 at Trinity Valley Community College in Texas, but did not play. And then last year started his career at Saddleback, 18 tackles, had 36 tackles and 2.5 sacks coming in. And local kid out of Murrieta Mesa. I'm sure he's got some friends and family in the stands this afternoon. So right now it's 2nd and 4, so they gave it a 6-yard run up to the 38-yard line as we near 9 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Thanks for joining us on Riverside TV. Riverside calls the timeout. Looks like McDaniel in motion. That's Alex Zaved, who's our referee today, the white hat, and timeout Tom Kraft. 9:17 to play in the first quarter. 6-0 RCC leading. A matchup of ranked teams. There's 2 state polls, and we mentioned that RCC 2nd in one and tied with San Francisco for 1st in the other. Saddleback 13th in the JCAB poll and 14th in the CCCSIA poll. So I think one is a coach's poll and one is a sports information director's poll.
All I know is that's a really, really long title, the CCCCCCCSIA.
CCC. It's like the safety dance, right?
Yes.
SSSSAAAFFFF. 2nd and 3. So they gave it a 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3 coming up for RCC. Strong in the backfield. They'll give to Bryce Strong, running to the left side this time. He's to the second level. And he'll be tackled into Saddleback territory down to about the 43-yard line. So about a 19-yard pickup on the play.
We have officials timeout. First down.
Making the tackle, Tanner Gunnell stepping up, the kid out of Huntington Beach. Sticks move up. And it looks like another Saddleback player is down on the play. That looks like Trevor Romaldo. He's the starting free safety out of Aliso Niguel High. Romaldo trying to make the stop there. Hits the ground hard, and there's Gunnell who's making the tackle, or Gunnell making the tackle on Strong, who's running well today.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the turf and the grass fields, a huge difference here. A beautiful turf field here, but grass has really, really been beneficial in safety for these guys. And it looked like he hit his head right on the grass, so a tough go here early on for Saddleback as they've kind of taken the injury bug on the turf. I would love to see the grass fields.
I'm going to bill Cliff Docterman because they didn't give the poor stat guy the internet code. I had to go give it to him right now. Little inside baseball, folks. 1st and 10 from the 43. Shuttling into motion is Connor May for RCC. Barton's got time. Barton looking down the field. Good coverage down the field, incomplete. Ernest McDaniel, the intended receiver, step for step with him in coverage for Saddleback. Michael D'Amato, the freshman out of Mission Viejo, he's kind of their alpha dog in that defensive secondary. Very strong against the run, but he's a pretty good pass defender too. Had actually signed at Montana State in the Big Sky before bouncing back to Saddleback. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. That
was just great defense there. He didn't put his hands up, just played smart football, got in that space.
It's like rebounding. Got to play with your body. Barton under pressure. Lets it go. Incomplete and no flag. So trying to throw to Omar Hammond. Hammond had a touchdown against Grossmont. Incomplete.
Hammond out of Patrick Henry High School.
Yeah, give him liberty or give him the completion. Remember, he had the touchdown against Grossmont, 29-yard catch, and a little hand fighting there. No harm, no foul. No. Barton over the middle. McDaniel with the catch, takes a big hit from Romaldo, but holds on at about the 32-yard line. Good enough for a first down. McDaniel out of Sarah Gardena. 1st and 10 from the 32. Barton just slicing up this Saddleback defense. Give to Strong, running left. And pulled down, gets inside the 30, so about 2 yards on the play. Tackle for Saddleback made by Joseph Mafavon, the freshman out of San Juan Hills.
So Barton already hitting 4 receivers so far here early in this first quarter.
Ball to the 29-yard line. 2nd down. Here comes Hammond in motion. Barton. Rolling right. Nice block. And now Barton will just tuck it under and run. Gets up to about the 22-yard line. Escorted out of bounds by Henry Amposta, the freshman out of Tesoro.
There was the big boys were battling. It was the war of the Gargantuas there for a second.
This game, both coaches, when I talk to Coach Crabb, when I talk to Coach Kraft, they're like, hey, our linemen on both sides really need to be up to the task. So 3rd and short after the 6-yard pickup. McDaniel in the far slot. Demarion Young split out to the far side, split out to the near side, Omar Hammond. And here's Ayinde Bancole. He's got the first down inside the 20. Just lowers his head. Tackled on the play by Jackson Hagopian. Also helping out on the play for Saddleback, Jackson Irwin. Jackson Hagopian out of Carmichael, California, in the Sacramento area Jesuit high school, and Coach Crabb thinks a lot of him. He had a brother who played college football and college baseball. His father was a baseball standout at Carmichael, at Jesuit Carmichael. Bancole again, bouncing off the tackle, and will be brought down at about the 13. 6 yards for him on the first round run. And Coach Kraft, very complimentary, Jeff, for Ayinde Bancole. He said he's probably our most improved player and really has begun to understand running, kind of vision and running, using the blocks and moving inside to space.
And I like what Kraft does with his 2 backs. He goes with Strong, starts him off, and then you bring in Bancole. Similar backs, but I'll tell you what, they are a 1-2 punch. Probably the best we've seen all season long here for RCC.
Coach Kerry Crabb calling timeout for Saddleback, seeing his defense get pushed around a bit. And that's something both teams talked about. Both coaches talked about is in terms of the physicality. Tom Kraft was very specific with me. He said, hey, I don't evaluate results. I evaluate the performance. I evaluate the process. And he said, listen, no disrespect to anybody we've played. We know the season starts now. Saddleback, Mesa, Fullerton. This is our season right here. We want to be up to the task from an execution standpoint. We want to be up to the task from a physicality standpoint. So far early in this one, I think you can check off both things.
And you know what? And I've told you all season long, I think this is probably the most disciplined RCC team we've seen under Coach Tom Kraft in our time here. And right now, I mean, this is the best they've played. I honestly believe since we've been here watching these Tigers play, they are dialed in.
I mean, they've been pretty good all year, every game we've seen them. And Coach Kraft said, hey, I'm going to look back at Long Beach and Golden West. Those were really good teams we played against, and we played well with them. We want to be better than that now. We got Saddleback coming in. We got to go to Mesa, and they finish off the season here against Fullerton, which should just be a battle, Jeff. Second down. Here comes pressure. Barton trying to get away, throws it into the end zone, nearly picked off. Making a nice play as a defensive back almost was Espadrone. Travis Arena in the area back there maybe could have had a pick for Saddleback and third down coming up.
You know, we haven't seen Barton go down to too many sacks this year. I don't know if it's just because of the great offensive line or his headiness as a quarterback with the head on the swivel.
So it looks like they maybe have him down underneath, but he's just able to get the ball away. The throw and the completion. There's Ernest McDaniel catching the ball inside the 10 for about a 5-yard pickup. That'll move the sticks. First and goal, Tigers.
So McDaniel's second catch of the day. Second target as well.
Now watch Josiah Cornwell. He's the tight end on the far side right now. The freshman out of Florence, Colorado. Coach Kraft very high on him. First and goal here. They'll run to his side. Bancole slips inside. Touchdown, Tigers. Allende Bancole to pay dirt. 8-yard run. 12-0 RCC.
It's pretty nice when you can have two great running backs coming in for one series and then subbing out. Hey, Kraft just gives it all away. He's giving out candy. It's Halloween week.
Christian Perry and Dominic Roush on that left side of that line, opening some space. Also the big center, Nefi Kalamafoni Tuiasa Sopo. They blew off the line against the front of Saddleback, and this time Panikowski kicks it through, and it's 13-0 RCC. And a quick early start for the Tigers was exactly what they wanted. I mean, this Saddleback team came in playing some very good football, and I think you see some shoulders slumping over on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, and you want to, I mean, it sounds bad, but you want to punch him in the mouth. You want to come out and make a statement here early, and they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do here as RCC has been dominant. Stan Morrison down here. There's old Stan Morrison giving us the coach. The former...
Jeff, I'm entirely focused on the game.
I get a text from Stan Morrison, says, hey, I see you guys up there. Our guy, the former head basketball coach at USC, longtime athletic director at UCR.
Pacific and San Jose State took two Big West teams to the NCAA tournament.
Won a national championship at Cal as a player.
That's right. He did. RCC kicking off against Saddleback. And they're going to bring it out of the end zone. Here we go. Oh. And here's a big hit, D. Cleater. Huge hit on the play. Wow.
There he is. The legend Stan Morrison on screen.
Julius Castro with the hit for RCC. It'll be 1st and 10 inside the 20, about the 18-yard line. So we have Castro in the World Series, and we have Castro for RCC making the big hit.
Was that a top tenner on Sports Center or what? What a big hit.
Stand or the tackle?
Both.
1st and 10 Saddleback. Here's the give. Running inside and then being dropped. Guilds coming up and filling against the run. Strong safety for RCC. Making the tackle, making the run, Ezekiel Pierce for Saddleback. Pierce out of Centennial, Colorado, Arapahoe High School. 3-back rotation for Kerry Crabb and Jeff Fisher, who's the offensive coordinator. Complete in the slot and a first down for Saddleback. Making the catch, Josh Collins. Collins, a freshman from Mission Viejo High. up to the 33-yard line, 1st and 10, Saddleback. Offense starting to click a little bit here for the Bobcats. So Collins in the far slot, split out to the far side is Caleb Marshall. 1st and 10, play action. Here comes pressure. Lollipop into the air. It's going to be picked off. Mafileo Tupou, the pressure coming from guess who? Isaiah Boger, the law firm of RCC, Boger and Tupou.
They've all made plays today. The three-headed monster of Baptiste, Bogart.
And, you know, since we've been working, James Cook's unit has been so good, but they were the unit under scrutiny today because this Saddleback team is a very potent offensive team.
This is just great right there. Gets right to him.
Burwald under the pressure, and then Tupou picks it off out of the air, and short field coming up for RCC. So Halloween to the top of your screen. In the far slot for RCC is Jesse Campbell. Play action. Barton looking for it all. Conwell, touchdown! Josiah Cornwell with the catch, the 25-yard touchdown. And how great is it when you get a turnover, you go right for the kill shot, exactly what Tom Kraft did. And when I talked to Tom Kraft this week, he told me, hey, Cornwell's a guy who was mostly a defensive player. He played a little bit of tight end in high school, but strictly as a pass catcher. We really like him. We're trying to kind of make him a complete tight end. He looked pretty good on that play, Jeff.
Wow, did he ever? I mean, it was a great route and perfect hands. You said he was a defensive player? Get out of here. He is Mr. Offense right now.
Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it's 20-0. And the Tigers in the first quarter jumping all over Saddleback. This is a battle of number 2 versus number 13 in the state. And Saddleback looks a little shell-shocked right now early. A lot of time to go, though, Jeff.
A lot of time to go, but defensively, they're doing their job. They're making turnovers. They are playing hard football. This is something that every textbook team, high school, college, pro, should watch. They have come out ready to play some real football today.
You know, and I'll reiterate what came across in my conversation with Tom Kraft. He says, you know, when I evaluate this team, another look at the play, and Cornwell just going straight to the pylon on the route and makes the catch. He said, you know, we're evaluating, and I was kind of joking around with him, you know, you won a game 63-0 and you weren't happy, but he says, I'm not evaluating the result. There are specific things that me and my staff sit down and we talk about before every game, and that's what we're evaluating. We're evaluating the performance, and we're evaluating the level of execution.
Did you say he was joking with you?
Yeah, he's got Kraft, he's got a good sense of humor. Coach Kraft?
No, I'm scared of him.
Touchback. He's just, game day, he's just dialed in. You know how that is.
I don't want to see him on non-game days.
You're an old coach.
I know, he should be nice to me. Very few people are tough with me, and he's one of those guys I just can't seem to get through. Give me an afternoon with Tom Kraft.
Well, listen,
I'll make him like me.
He's a guy you can listen to talk football, though. I mean, you hear Coach Kraft talk football, you understand. He goes back to the Air Coryell. He goes back to San Diego State. He was the coach there and obviously very successful at the junior college level. 2
different JC programs. He's taken to 100-plus wins. That's incredible.
Here come the Bobcats. Trying to get back into this one. They need to stem the tide a little bit. Burwald, here comes pressure, looking down the field, and nearly a great one-handed catch. Great coverage by Kevon Baptiste. Intended receiver on the play. Was Caleb Marshall. Marshall out of Orange Lutheran. 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's the give. And maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Dancing up Kenny Manasaro. He's a freshman, or Manasaro. He's the freshman out of Mission Viejo. Part of that 3 running back rotation. No, it is Manasaro.
And I don't want to jinx this defense, but I mean, this Tiger defense is talking. Everybody is seems as one unit right now. It is really good football.
Third and 10 coming up. Boger putting his hand down on the outside. Watch him. Here comes Boger off the edge. Oh, wow. Burwald stepping up. Burwald will dance out of bounds. He'll be close to a first down. Jawan Nickerson finally pushed him out. See where they mark it. He needed to get to the 35. He got to about the 33. So here's decision time for Saddleback. Fourth down and about a yard and a half.
Hey, I'll tell you what, the way this defense is going, I'm going to punt.
Well, Kerry Crabb agreed with you. He's bringing out the punt team. Now, part of it is, listen, you're down 20-0, but remember, it's still the first quarter.
Plenty of time.
So you don't want to play yourself out of the game. All of a sudden, something weird happens and you're down 28. Let your defense get out there and try to make some plays. Their defense has been very good the last couple of weeks. Here's the punt from Braden Biller. It bounces at the 40-yard line, takes an RCC bounce. It'll be down at the 42-yard line. So a 25-yard kick, no return, and good field position for RCC as they lead here 20-0 against Saddleback.
Yeah, RCC has only visited their side of the field one time today, and that was just for a second.
We mentioned at the outset of the game, overall series here, 29-19 in favor of Saddleback. And Saddleback's been a great power. They've won a couple of national championships. But in recent years, RCC has dominated this series since Tom Kraft showed up. And in the backfield going down is Bryce Strong. The first backward play for RCC. Lasir Luter, the big nose tackle, the sophomore out of Detroit, the bounce back from UNLV, makes the huge play out of Cass Tech.
You know, in talking with Coach Cook before the game, I said, hey, how hard is it to recruit nowadays? And he says, well, you know, for Saddleback, it's not too hard because you're 10 minutes from Laguna Beach. They have all the facilities in the world. And he was concerned about this offense coming into today's game.
So false start on RCC. You'll back it off 5 yards. They lost 4 yards on the run to Strong, and now 5 more yards. It'll be 2nd and 19.
I believe that's only the third penalty on RCC here in this ball game.
Yeah, third penalty. Second down play. Barton stepping up. Here comes the pass rush, and Barton goes down. Making the tackle, Bryce Kreider. Kreider, a sophomore from San Juan Hills in South Orange County, had originally committed as a tight end. He's a converted defensive end. So Cornwell flipped from offense to defense.
He flips.
Kreider flips from offense to defense. Third down and long. He'll go to the safety valve Strong, trying to make a move, and he won't be able to break the tackle. Shoved out of bounds at about the 47-yard line, making the tackle Deshaun Baker. Baker, the sophomore from Arlington, Texas, started his career at Tarleton State in the Western Athletic Conference.
Good call here by Kraft. He's going to pin those guys deep in their own territory, and he's going to rely on that.
Well, we'll get to look at the forgotten man, Nathaniel Wallace Dilling, out of Francis DeSales in Columbus, Ohio area. He never gets a chance to punt. He's not even supposed to be here today. No, I'm kidding.
I didn't even know we had a punter.
He did have one punt last week, was invited to walk on at Ohio State, so he's no joke. Came to RCC because of the school's reputation. Hey, I go there for a year and maybe get an offer somewhere, averaging about 38 yards a kick. He's only punted 16 times on the year. He's put 4 of them inside the 20.
Well, if you're a punter, do you almost want to go to a bad program?
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
Yeah, if you're a punter, why go to a team that's so prolific on offense?
Chase Christner back deep to receive for Saddleback. Christner, the freshman from Aliso Niguel as well. They really recruit that Southern Orange County. No surprise as
great kick.
Wallace Dillon gets the kick off. He's going to drive him all the way back to the 2-yard line. He'll backpedal into the end zone.
Almost got him.
Nice move, and he'll still go down inside the 5. They'll mark him at the 3-yard line. So about a 50-yard kick and a 2-yard return, and that's where Saddleback will start it off. And you're talking about ringing a dinner bell for this hungry Tigers defense. So you got a Bobcat pinned, and you got a streak of Tigers kind of surrounding him. Let's see what James Cook's defense can do. Conversely, if Saddleback can somehow navigate down the field, traverse to the end zone, this could be one of those drives that flips the momentum of this game. Here's the backpedal. Nice job. I like that he caught the punt. And now here he comes.
Spin move nearly gets him.
Taymon Anderson nearly pulls him down right into the end zone. He breaks that first tackle, and it's 1st and 10 from the 3 for Saddleback. Burwald's still in at quarterback for RCC. Shuttling into motion is the tight end for them, Rocco Hahn. And here's the throw to the outside.
Great
and what a
defense.
play coming over the back, Edward Gilds.
Yeah, great defensive play there, getting the right hand right in front of the passing lane.
So Burwald now 2 of 6 through the air, and the defensive secondary, the secondary for RCC, Jeff, they've really been up to the task. A lot of weapons for Saddleback.
Man-to-man on the coverage on the receivers right now.
2nd down. Here's the give. And here we go, the score. Defensive score, Jawan Nixon. They're going to say he's down at the 1. All the RCC faithful want the safety, but they'll mark forward progress down to the 1-yard line. So
I want to see the safety sign. I like when the refs do it. You never see it, so it's kind of cool. That was a safety. That's
clear video evidence, but they won't have any access to it here. Jawan Nixon, though, with the big hit. He's been big for RCC. Tom Kraft been very complimentary of him as we go to 3rd down. Burwald, the give, and Kenny Monacero gets up to about the 4-yard line, gives Saddleback some breathing room so they're able to punt.
But are they able to punt is the question. Hey, this could be the play. This could be. You can't do it in college. I would say this is a great
you get fair catch and get the 3 points, right?
Free kick. You couldn't get the safety, but
So here's the 3rd punt for Braden Biller, and Biller gets it away. And the fair catch being called for, Jeff. So McDaniel calls for the fair catch at the 37, 33-yard kick, no return. So if this were a high school or NFL game, RCC could get a free kick from the 36 there off a tee, try to get a field goal.
I would do it.
Now that you've learned that, you're going to be insufferable, aren't you?
Oh,
you're going to want them to go for it every play. Poor Ken Batdorf. You're going to be calling Ken. Hey, Ken, got to have him call for the fair catch.
That rule was, I'm telling you, that rule is.
What game was that? Was it the Liberty game? No. What game was that?
Yeah, it was Chaparral.
Oh, and Chaparral won it, huh?
Yeah, they won it. They won the league with that.
No. I think Centennial still won the league.
They got 2nd in that league. Pretty
1st
sweet.
and 10, the snap skitters by Barton. Now he's in trouble. Barton trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll dance outside, maybe lose a yard. Hey, that's a pretty good play by Jordan Barton because he was dead to rights, about a 15-yard loss.
And still tried to get to the pylon there, or the stick. I thought he ran inside the stick, but no, they said it was a 2-yard loss.
So they'll mark it back to the 38. Hey, still, I think that's a pretty good job of him. Let's see where he picked the ball up. So a low snap. We've been joking about bad snaps. He gets about 10 yards back, and this one is the run up the middle. Ayinde Boncoli will bang up to about the 30-yard line, 3rd and manageable. About an 8-yard run for Boncoli. Another Saddleback Bobcat down on the play. 20-0 here as we tick down to the end of the 1st quarter, and really not what we expected. 2 ranked teams coming in. Saddleback was playing very, very well coming in, and we kind of thought this would be kind of a back-and-forth sort of a battle. But RCC has thoroughly dominated here in the first half. Here's Boncoli running up inside. The big fella in the middle making the push. That's Nefi Kalamafoni Tuiasa Sopo at center. Now, he started the year at guard. They shifted him to center, and he's just been dominant. And remember, he's filling some big shoes. Ed Riley.
Oh, that's right.
Is off for the last 2 years, and Tom Kraft said, Big Ed is as good as any center I've had since I've been at RCC. That's high praise coming from Tom Kraft. Saddleback player down. That's Trevor Romaldo. He was down earlier, and he came back in the game. And, of course, you're playing a big game like this. You're playing a ranked team. If you're a player, if it's up to you, you ain't leaving the game if you get hurt. But the sports medicine staff will need to take a closer look at him as he sits up there. We get a look at the Tigers huddle. 20-0 here, 37 seconds left in the first half. College football Saturday, a bit of a late start today, folks. There was an issue with the Saddleback buses getting here. Some of the team was here. The other half of the team wasn't here. They pushed the game to 1 o'clock. But here we are. Jeff, Gazal, everybody else, our whole entire award-winning Riverside TV crew. No Pep Fernandez today, took the day off, and hope Pep's doing well. I know he had a little bit of a family thing going on last night.
His dogs ran away.
I didn't want to disclose.
I'm sorry.
Wanted to respect his privacy. Okay, Jeff. So you and Pep are closer than he and I, so maybe he won't mind.
No, he won't mind. As long as it didn't involve his kids, I'll talk about his dogs.
3rd and 5 for RCC. Bancoli running right. He's got a lot of space. Bancoli first down and more. Second level finally ridden down at the 15-yard line. 16-yard pickup tackle made by Deshaun Baker, the sophomore from Arlington, Texas, where the World Series is taking place right now. So ticking down to the end of the first quarter, and after 15 minutes, it's 20-0. So after 15 minutes of play, after a quarter here on Saturday, Jeff, RCC still unscored upon in the month of October.
So it's 144-0 so far in the last 2 1/4 games.
I would expect the Saddleback offense will get in gear. They're just too talented a team to be shut down like this, averaging 43 points per game. So, we talk about this all the time, and so we joke about it, right? Because we talked to Tom Kraft after the game, and it's a big win. It happened after the Mount San Jacinto game. It happened after the Grossmont game. A dominant-looking win, right?
Yes.
And then he says, well, there were things we didn't do well. But that's just how coaches think, right? And you were a coach, so you kind of understand that. There are things that you're specifically looking at. But, I mean, when you take a team like Saddleback, who's won 5 in a row, and their 2 losses, were close losses. Ventura is no joke. Ventura is ranked in the top
Santa
25,
Barbara.
And Santa Barbara is also very good. So they've lost to a couple of really good teams, and so you're thinking, they're going to be what you measure yourself against. And, it's Coach Kraft himself said, hey, Saddleback, Mesa, and Fullerton, we're going to figure out what we're about the next 3 weeks.
Well, I'll tell you what. So far, they're looking good. They're on pace for 80.
First half numbers for you. Total yards, 206 for RCC, 139 for Saddleback. 129 yards passing for RCC. They've run the ball. How much did they run for here? Rushing yards, 177 rushing yards. So 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Here's the give to Bancole again running left. And he'll get inside the 15. Escorted down there by Jordan Springer. Springer, the sophomore, out of Colleyville, Texas, Heritage High. 2nd and 8 coming up. Clock continues to move here in the second quarter. 20-0 RCC. Watch Espadrone.
We haven't seen him get
He's closest to Barton on the far side. Barton looking his way. Now he'll just tuck it under and run. And Jordan Barton down inside the 5 has the first down to about the 2-yard line.
And that's why guys like playing with Barton. We've seen him talk to his team, coming off the field. Right there, that shows, hey, I'm going to go to bat for you guys.
Deshaun Baker makes the tackle for Saddleback. Another look at the one. We'll go back to live action here. 1st and goal from the 2. Bancoli to the right of Barton. He'll take the ball. Bancoli fighting, twisting, pulled down before he got to the end zone. He'll be down at the 1-yard line. Among others, Michael D'Amato in on the hit for Saddleback, who's getting up from the big fella, getting up from the bottom of the pile. Well, of course, that's the big nose tackle, Lasir Luter. And he's a guy, let's go 6'4", 335. He's going to draw a couple of blockers. 2nd and goal from the 1. Bancoli trying to sneak it in. Barton trying to sneak it in, and he doesn't get it. Stepping up to make the tackle there, Brennan Acosta. He's out of El Toro. So clock continuing to move, 3rd and goal from the 1. Looking back to Tom Kraft, let's see what he does. Here comes, maybe we'll get a jump ball to Kajaya Holloway. It's almost basketball season.
It is, and a great quarterback turned receiver.
You got Stan Morrison down on the sideline. Maybe they'll throw the jump ball, looking for some height, So Holloway on the far side. In that slot is Demarion Young. They'll work from the shotgun. And here's the little shovel pass, and here's the touchdown. Jesse Campbell takes the shovel pass into the end zone for RCC. Touchdown, Tigers.
Campbell on the reverse for a Tiger touchdown. They'll write him down.
So couldn't figure it out running behind the center. So, and listen, the RCC line is getting some great push. So obviously an adjustment made on the Saddleback side. Hey, let's fill the box and not let them go inside. That succeeded, but a little bit of trickery by RCC. The little shovel pass off to Jesse Campbell on the touchdown. Panikowski 2 for 3 on PATs. Swings the leg, make it 3 out of 4. So 27-0 in favor of RCC early here in the second quarter. Another look at the touchdown. Barton, the little shovel pass, and nice job by Campbell just slipping past the defender into the end zone. Well-designed play.
Yeah, great. You get your wide receiver in motion, and he is so darn fast. Why not?
Campbell out of Mater Dei Catholic down there in Chula Vista. And usually works with Holloway. That is his 6th touchdown, 5 touchdowns as a receiver. 6, that's going to go down in the books as a pass.
That's a pass play, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, I guess a shovel pass. There you go. Man, how many great players, though, has Tom Kraft coached just here at RCC? Remember Vic Viramontes, Stone Smart, and Jake Retzlaff, all big guys.
And don't forget Skylar Howard, played it with West Virginia.
But Barton, though, is going to find his way into.
Well, it's funny you mentioned those guys. I was talking with Tom Kraft. He said, I'll put Jordan Barton in the top 5 with all those guys. Yeah.
There's some great ones in that.
So celebration penalty will move the ball back to the 20 for the kickoff. I didn't even see the penalty, but I guess they got one.
The little red truck is up on the hill. Ain't got shit else to do with our taxpayers' money.
So Panikowski will boom it. Back deep, Paolo Borak, along with Josh Collins for Saddleback. 27-0, the Tigers here in the first half, second quarter. Short kick, and here's the return from the 15. Well, not a short kick, but slipping down is Will Craven up to the 26-yard line. I'd forgotten they kicked off from the 20. So, 1st and 10, Saddleback coming up.
Right at the 30-yard line.
So from the 15-yard line, here's Will Craven bringing it out.
Turf Monster gets him right there.
Yeah, slips down. They're going to mark it. Well, they're going to give him a favorable spot up to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they did.
But I guess when the knee goes down, so that's fine. 1st and 10 from the 30 for Saddleback.
I'm 20 feet tall. My knee goes down. I'm getting a first down no matter what.
So split to the near side. Marquise Carrillo-Edgar, he's their big playmaker. And Burwald's still in, which is a bit of a surprise. We'll get to that in a little bit. Here's the throw to the outside. It's complete to about the 30-yard line. Slipping up inside. He won't get too much further. With the catch is DeMario Strong. Not to be confused with the DeMario Young on the RCC side. So about a 3-yard pickup on the play. Making the tackle for RCC was Jesse Bradbury, the sophomore out of Summit. By the way, congratulations, Pat Metheny. Big win yesterday for the Summit team.
Yeah, Harupa Hills. Is that who they beat? By 1, I believe.
3-yard pickup, so 2nd and 7 coming up. Burwald now 3 of 7 through the air. Here's the give to the... No, they're going to keep it.
Great play. I had
so
no
Burwald
idea.
keeping it, and he'll get the first down over the 40-yard line.
That was great. Good move there.
First down, Bobcats.
First and 10 from the 43 for the Bobcats. Burwald looking back to Jeff Fisher, signaling in the plays. Fisher in his second year as offensive coordinator under Kerry Crabb. Burwald rolling to the near side. Here comes pressure. He'll throw over the middle. Complete, sitting down at the 40-yard line and making the catch for Saddleback. Dane Benedict's. Benedict's out of Capo Valley. We saw him a couple of years ago when they played John W. North in the playoffs, and here they come tempo. 17-yard pickup. Burwald will snap it. Give the ball off. No, he'll keep it. Burwald up over the 30, sliding down to the 26-yard line. Nice adjustment by Jeff Fisher, the offensive coordinator, and they'll stop the clock here. Flag on the play. It's funny, I was talking with James Cook. We'll get a look at the play here on the replay.
I didn't see the penalty where it would be here. Let's see.
So the penalty on RCC, they'll decline the penalty. And moving the ball now finally is Saddleback. So 1st and 10 line is the 29-yard line. Now normally we see Saddleback rotate QBs. They've been playing Trey Kukuk, who's out of Capo Valley as well. 1st and 10 from the 29. Here comes pressure, setting up the screen, and incomplete, intended for Paolo Borak. 2nd down. Actually, it was kind of a leak out of the backfield, a little more than a screen, but it was a good toss out there by Burwald. And Borak didn't quite look back in time, but normally they're playing 2, sometimes 3 quarterbacks. So I mentioned Trey Kukuk, also lately Joey Gentilella, the sophomore out of Huntington Beach, also getting into rotation. There was some injury situation, and he played well enough to where Coach Crabb said, listen, we got to give all 3 of these guys a shot. But thus far this afternoon, it's been Brandon Burwald the whole way. 2nd and 10 from the 29 for Saddleback. Split out to the far side is Tristan Duncan. Split out to the near side, Marquise Carrillo Edgar. Here's the give to Borak running left and ridden down by Tony Ulima. Ulima, the Hawaii product, and Tom Kraft, very complimentary of him, said, hey, he's been really good for us up front, playing that nose. 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 8. 3 receivers to the near side. Looks like man coverage for RCC. Now linebackers backing off. They could be dropping into zone. Here comes pressure. One-on-one down the side, and Baptiste, it knocks off of him. Baptiste on the coverage. He was one-on-one with Tristan Duncan, 4th down.
Yeah, that was a big play by Baptiste. The ball hit him in the helmet, actually, it looks like.
Yeah, I was going to say. Look what I found. Here comes the pressure from Bogers. He's got to get rid of it. And there's Baptiste kind of hand-fighting, and the ball just hits him on the back.
So could the streak of 151-0 in the last
here we go.
plus.
So you're going to like this guy. Keon Afrukte, who's the freshman out of Dana Hills. He's the best place kicker in the state. 76 points, 13 and 15 on field goals. This will be a 44-yard kick. Swings the leg. Here it comes. And it's no good. Wide left. That's like seeing a unicorn. He does not, he has missed 2, but, he's a very accurate field goal kicker. Leads state in field goals points. He's 3rd in PATs, 1st in field goal percentage for anybody who's kicked more than 10 field goals.
I thought the streak was over to 151-0 here.
Wind pushed it a little bit. And RCC will take over. So 1st and 10 RCC at the 27. And RCC, they've punted once, so they've been pretty efficient on offense this time, Jeff. Yeah, there's something off in the numbers. I was wondering about that. There's a 96-yard run credited to Manacera, which he did not have. Barton to throw. Looking down the field, he's got a man. Holloway going up to get it. Nice one-on-one coverage there. K.O. Wallace. Oh, and the late flag.
Yeah, that's going to be a pass interference.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good coverage.
I did too, but sold it pretty well though to the official.
So here's Alex Zwed, and it's a defensive holding
defensive
call.
holding, yeah. As a
That penalty against Saddleback is the Tigers' first.
So yeah, so his back is to us. So maybe he had a piece of jersey because that looks like pretty good coverage to me. First and 10 from the 37 after the 5-yard penalty, and Strong trying to dance and dragging tacklers with him over the 40 to about the 43. 6-yard run, kind of made something out of nothing at all. Maybe Air Supply can write a song about him. Remember Air Supply?
I love Air Supply.
2nd and 4 as we tick down in the second quarter. 27-0 RCC here. College football Saturday in the city of Riverside. Noon start, push to 1.
See, you say those things, Gazal, and I start singing in my head. I have an earworm now that it won't go away all day.
2nd and 4 coming up, between the safety dance and the Air Supply. Barton is going to go down. Blitz coming. Deshaun Baker met Michael D'Amato at the quarterback, lost back to the 35-yard line.
That's one where you go, hey, guys, you got to protect me. This is the hardest hit we've seen all year.
D'Amato unabated off the edge. They did have Strong back in blitz pickup. He just didn't pick it up.
Let's see if Strong gets an earful here.
So actually, they'll give it a favorable spot. They'll mark him down at the 38, so just a 5-yard loss on the play. So McDaniel splitting out to the far side. There goes Modica. So empty backfield here on 3rd down. 5 receivers in the formation. Here comes pressure, and Barton is going to pick it up and run. He'll put his head down, get bent back at about the 39-yard line. Check that, 41-yard line, so 4th down. And so 4th down and about 6 coming up.
Yeah, Barton's taking 2 huge hits here on consecutive plays. Watch this one. He has nothing, like you said, in the empty backfield. Tries to make something, and it closes up quick.
Just a 4-man rush. They weren't blitzing on the play.
No.
We'll get to see Nathaniel Wallace-Dilling out there. And
who?
The punter.
The punter.
You don't see him. That's why. 27-0, and Wallace-Dilling will punt it away. Nice job there by the Saddleback defense, stepping up even after the defensive hold. And the bounce at the 26, it'll roll dead at about the 30-yard line. So a 30-yard kick, no return. We were talking about it in one of the I think the opening game. Nathaniel Wallace-Dilling played at St. Francis de Sales, and the gentleman that does play-by-play for Francis de Sales is a mutual friend of myself and John Ramey, named Tom Snyder, who is now the voice of Ohio Stadium. He's the PA announcer for Ohio State. The Buckeyes playing some really good football right now. And a good dude to boot.
You see Urban Meyer's making it sounds like he might be at Michigan State here soon. He's making a comeback.
1st and 10. Line is the 28-yard line for Saddleback. Burwald out of the shotgun. Here's the give. Cutting up inside and getting up to about the 35-yard line. Making the run is Ezekiel Pierce. Pierce, the freshman from Colorado. He had a touchdown last week, 37 yards on 9 carries in the win over Grossmont. 7-yard pickup. It's 2nd and 3.
We haven't called Bogar yet. Let's see if he can do something here.
2nd down. Pierce again, dancing to the outside. He runs right into Tupou and up to the 40-yard line. So he'll have a 1st down. So you notice early, Jeff, they were trying to go tempo, and since they've slowed down a little bit now, offensively, Jeff Fisher making an adjustment for Saddleback, and it seems to have worked.
Yeah, they have settled in a little bit offensively here. They look like they're kind of in a groove the last 2 possessions.
So 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line for Saddleback. Just trying to muster a little bit of resistance, get a score before they go to the locker room. The Bobcats will get the ball to come out in the second half. Here's Pierce again, up close to another 1st down. Gilds and McQueen combine on the tackle.
Coach Fisher's found something here with the run game. They're going to continue to try to pound it up the middle here.
So 2nd and 1 coming up. They gave him 9 yards on the run. 4 receivers in the formation. Burwald looking over to Josh Collins, who's gesticulating. I don't know what that means. And he'll take it himself. Well, Burwald, he'll have the first down and take a pretty big hit from Mafileo Tupou. But he'll have the first down. So we saw, you mentioned the adjustments and the high snap, and he just decided to take it himself. He just had a first down, and
he's down for the count, looks like.
Took a big hit from Tupou, and he'll get up slowly. So Burwald not able to put any pressure on that right leg.
Nope.
Now, they do have a couple of different quarterbacks for Saddleback. They've been playing a 3 QB platoon in every other game. So Burwald leaving the game. That's unfortunate.
Who's the quarterback?
And Trey Kukuk will check in. Kukuk got a Capo Valley as a freshman. We saw him, Jeff, a couple of years ago when John W. North matched up with Capo Valley in the CIF playoffs right here on Riverside TV. I think it was 2021. So a first down from the RCC 48, Trey Kukuk in. Now, Kukuk, not as good a runner as Burwald, but has a much stronger arm. Now, you look for them to try to go down the field, and Kukuk out of the backfield, and just as I say that, he dives forward for about a 5-yard pickup. So clock moving, 27-0 RCC here in the second quarter. Another look at the play. He was trying to get the ball out of the backfield, but wasn't there, so he pulled it down and ran. Here's the give to Pearson. There's your guy, Isaiah Boger, making the play on the offensive line. Over the 45 to about the 46-yard line for Pierce.
Well, they've been throwing a lot of doubles on Bogar on the outside.
So back to the 44-yard line, and third down coming up. Kukuk in at quarterback for Burwald, who left with an injury, favoring that right leg. Third down. Here comes pressure. Over the middle. Deflected. Incomplete. So fourth down coming up. And looks like offense is staying out there.
Yeah, they're going to stay out and try to go for it here.
So Jeff Fisher rolling the dice, and they're going to go for it here because even if they just try to draw it offside, it would only be 5 yards. Fisher going through his signs to his quarterback, Kukuk, just inserted into this game. Kukuk to throw, looking outside, complete, in and out of the hands of their top receiver. That's Marquez Carrillo Edgar. He's a Norco guy, and he couldn't hold on to it. Ball over on downs to RCC. And had a great conversation with Coach Crabb about Carrillo Edgar. I was joking with him. I said, how did Tom Kraft let him get out of his group? And he said, to be honest, I didn't really notice him. And then there was a game where he was just getting over top of our defense. And I said, wow, nice to have one of those guys on our side for once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, watching Tupou was right there in his sights. He probably said, I think I'm going to get hit here.
I take the 0. Here's Bancoli dancing. Bancoli over the right side will push forward for a couple of yards. And now some jawing going on. That's the big fella Tuyasa Sopo, the center, and he's been very active this afternoon, Jeff. So up to the 44-yard line.
Big hit there.
Nice tackle for Saddleback. Making the play for them was Jaden Williams. Second down. Bancoli again, trying to run middle, and he stopped right there on the painted tiger visage. Coming up and making the tackle, that's Michael D'Amato. D'Amato, the freshman from Mission Viejo High, he signed with Montana State. For whatever reason, things didn't work out. He's here at Saddleback. Third down. Barton, here comes the pressure. Barton finds his safety valve and incomplete. I think that was tipped. I want to say Brennan Acosta may have gotten a piece of it. Fourth down. Let's see the replay here. So here's Barton, who's coming from the outside. I just want to make sure the ball was tipped. Yep. Yeah, he got a piece of it.
Yes,
nice play by Acosta. So we get to see Nathaniel Wallace-Dilling. We're getting a lot of airtime for him. I know his mom watches back in Columbus, so nice that Mrs. Wallace Stilling will get a chance to watch her son. Here's the kick.
Beautiful kick.
Fielded about the 11-yard line. So a 44-yard kick and maybe about a 2-yard return. Jackson Hagopian with the return. So the ball to the 15-yard line, 1st and 10 for Saddleback. 3:29 to play in the first half. Ghazal Hassan with you along with Jeff Gorham. The Saturday before Halloween. Now, I know Halloween's a big day at your house, Jeff.
It is. I'm telling you, I bought about $400 worth of candy because thousands of children make their
You're telling
way.
me your wife was joking. They bring kids in. They bust kids into your neighborhood.
They do.
That's how good the candy is. 1st and 10 from the 15.
One of our neighbors works for, like, General Mills and hands out big boxes of Cheerios every year.
That's Kenny Monacero diving over the 15.
Yeah, who gives out Cheerios? But at my neighbor, he has like this big pallets of Cheerios, and you go up and they hand you this big box.
Up to the 20-yard line, 2nd and 5.
My next door neighbor gives out Mounds and Almond Joys. I'm not a fan.
I like them both. Kukuk to throw. Doing a little toe tap. He's dancing. He's racing, looking for somebody. Over the 20-yard line. He'll have the first down, step out of bounds just inside the 30-yard line. They'll mark him to the 28, so give him an 8-yard run and a first down. Trey Kukuk doing something with his feet there. Out of Capistrano Valley. How about Capo Valley this year, Jeff? Started off 7-0, ended up 0-3. I think they still get in, though. I think they still get into the CIF playoffs.
They beat Norte Vista, their opening game of the year. Norte Vista's only loss.
1st and 10 to the 28. Here's Monacero out of the backfield. Up to about the 35. Dante Bowers knocks him out of bounds there. They'll mark him to the 36. 8-yard pickup, 2nd and 2.
Watch this, and he wanted this hit. Watch.
2nd down. Kukuk to throw. Looking, he's got time. Now it's going to close up a little bit. Here comes the rush. Kukuk escapes. Kukuk looking down the field. Now he'll just tuck it under and go up out at the 50. He's into RCC territory before finally absorbing a hit at about the 45-yard line. It's about a 20-yard run. They'll mark him to the 44.
That was a big play right there.
1st and 10 from the 44 of RCC. Trey Kukuk, some good improvisation there, and a timeout on the play. And that's an official timeout from Alex Zved. Ball reset. Now he'll wind the clock. So Sears in the far slot for Saddleback. The give to Monacero, dancing left. Finally, he goes down. Bowers came up and filled. And it looked like it was Guilds that finally made the tackle. Up to the 40-yard line, about a 4-yard pickup. 2nd down. Kukuk looking for the screen, incomplete. Intended receiver on the play was Josh Collins.
Bogard nearly got to him there.
Nixon and Etheridge combine on the coverage for RCC. 3rd and 5.
A big 3rd down here for Saddleback.
Burak out of the backfield. Here's the little underscreen, and the penalty is going to be thrown on Baptiste. Marshall, the intended receiver for Saddleback. So their officials caucusing at about the 39-yard line. 3 officials, they're really talking it over. Flag on the play. I'm guessing it'll be either interference or defensive holding on RCC, but let's wait for Alex Zved to make the call.
Yeah, defensive holding.
So 5-yard penalty, automatic first down. It would have been a first down anyway because they needed 5. And they're going to mark off 10. So ball to the 29-yard line for Saddleback. Now the clock becomes a bit of an issue, although they have 2 timeouts left, do the Bobcats. So let's see how Coach Kerry Crabb used them in his second year, but was a longtime assistant under Mark McElroy, who was at the helm of Saddleback for 15 years. Here comes pressure, and there's Boger. Boger meets Eskridge at the quarterback. Matthew Eskridge and Isaiah Boger. Boger among the top 10 in terms of sacks in the state. I think he's got a share of that one. He had 6 coming in, and the ball back to the 37-yard line. Big loss on the play.
That is a huge play for the defense. And there's that timeout you just talked about. Well, watch this. This is just textbook. Everybody in. Boger gets him first.
That's just speed right there.
Whew.
I mean, Boger he's not a small guy, Jeff, but he is just so fast off that edge. And you know, in college football in particular, that's such a premium when you can get an athletic guy on the outside that can rush the passer.
Yeah, he's just so, like I said, so athletic. Reminds me of the kid. What was his name? Salahuddin?
Talib Salahuddin. He's over at San Diego State now. So 2nd and 18, back to the 37. 1 timeout. So 1 timeout left for Saddleback.
This is a big play. If you want to hold them scoreless here, you can't let them get any more yards because you're going to have to keep them at that line of scrimmage.
Identifying who may be coming off the edge. 2nd down.
Here they go again.
Here comes pressure. Kukuk throwing to the outside. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Marquise Carrillo. Edgar in on the coverage. Quaylen McQueen, the freshman from Miami Central. 3rd down and 18 coming up. McQueen kind of playing that hybrid nickel position. RCC playing kind of essentially a 4-2-5 or a 3-3-5 depending. Those 5 defensive backs, they're kind of sitting in nickel the whole time. 3rd and 18.
Yeah, there's one receiver that's not being accounted for here.
Here's pressure. Kukuk dancing to his right. Coming from behind and dropping him down is Eskridge. What a play by Eskridge to chase him down. Matthew Eskridge, the sophomore out of Desert Pine High.
That was a great play.
4th down. Let's see what Saddleback decides to do here. They'll stop the clock with 56 seconds to play. So a field goal from here would be 56 yards.
No, they're going to go there.
No, here comes Biller. The punter's coming out. Biller's coming out, and he will punt it away. Ernest McDaniel back deep. Good time on the field for a fake. Good space on the field for a fake, though, if they want to try it. Biller will just punt it. And the ball, nice play to keep it inside the 5. Tanner Gunnell down the field. Good special teams play, so RCC will start with the ball at the 4-yard line. So call it a 35-yard kick, no return. RCC, now they're going to say touchback.
Let's take a look on the replay if we can there.
I thought it was a pretty good play by Gunnell. So the side judge is standing at the 6. They're going to bring it out to the 20. There's our white hat. Very nice man. Alex Vett, I was joking with him before the game. I said, let me take a picture of you. I need to know who to blame. He found that a bit humorous. But, I mean, overall, the officials, they do a really good job. It's a tough job. And we're going to remember the one time they made a mistake, but there's 1,000 other calls they're making as Strong will just take it up the middle. And Strong up to about the 28-yard line. Maybe one more play will tick off here. So 27-0. So 10 quarters in October. The RCC defense has not allowed a point.
Yes, what was it, 157? Let's see, I got it written down here.
124 plus 27 is 151.
151, yes.
151-0 in the month of October. There's the gun for the first half. Final thoughts, Jeff?
No, I think RCC was prepared. They had 2 great weeks of scoring, but the defense really showed that they're just up to the task. Offensively, they had it going here in the first quarter and a little bit in the second. But man, this defense is just so much fun to watch. They're coming from the edge. They're coming from everywhere. Big boys up front. They're doing their job.
Yeah, the most impressive thing is when you consider how Saddleback was playing the last 4 weeks, coming in averaging 51 points a game over their last 4 games. To shut them down like this is really impressive. Now listen, we got another 30 minutes to go, so there's plenty of football to be played. 27-0 RCC over Saddleback. We're at the half here at Wheelock Stadium. We'll step aside and kick it back to our Riverside TV studios, and then Jeff and I will have the second half for you here on Riverside TV.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Our convenient curbside trash collection services help promote a clean and healthy Riverside. But what do you do when you have items too big or heavy for your can? That's where our bulky item pickup service can help. Before you call for help with your bulky items, be aware that not all items are acceptable for our free curbside service. Furniture, tree trimmings that are properly bundled and no longer than 36 inches, water heaters, and other non-hazardous materials are fine for curbside pickup. Appliances containing Freon such as refrigerators, freezers, and room air conditioners may also be picked up curbside by separate appointment. Unacceptable items include hazardous waste, antifreeze, paints, filters, and tires. We also cannot pick up electronic waste such as computer monitors and televisions, or fluorescent bulbs and household batteries. Construction or demolition materials such as scrap wood, metal, concrete, doors, and drywall are also not accepted. These items may be dropped off in person for no cost at the Agua Mansa transfer station or at one of our Clean Up Riverside events. For more information and the current schedule for these drop-off events, please visit riversideca.gov/cleanupriverside or call 951-826-5311, your one-stop shop for city services. To schedule a bulky item pickup, first call your service provider for an appointment. On the day of your appointment, please make sure that your items are curbside by 5:30 a.m. You may have up to 5 items picked up at each service call. If you have an appliance containing Freon, please call the Appliance Recycling Center of America at 1-800-654-2722 for your free pickup appointment. RPU customers may even qualify for a rebate. Visit riversidepublicutilities.com for information on current residential rebate programs. To find out more about the City of Riverside Trash Services or our Clean Up Riverside events, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
The Riverside Libraries have new hours and are now open on Sundays. Now you'll have more time to explore, study, and learn about the things that matter to you the most. The new hours for Arlington, Arlanza, Marcy, La Sierra, Orange Terrace, Eastside, and Casablanca libraries are Tuesday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., while the Downtown Main Library is open Tuesday to Thursday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Friday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. To find out more information about the new hours along with events and programs at the library nearest to you, visit riversideca.gov/library.
I'm Cheech Marin, and we're inviting you to reserve your spot for the inaugural showing of Cheech Collects. So get your tickets today. We're looking for you.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. When placing your trash containers for pickup, please observe the following. Place each container with at least 3 feet separation from each other and at least 6 feet from obstructions such as parked cars, fire hydrants, mailboxes, and trees. Your bin should be placed at the curb no later than 5:30 a.m. on your collection day with the arrow on the lid pointed toward the street to ensure your bins get emptied. If you are experiencing issues with your trash collection, or perhaps need a replacement for a damaged trash bin, please contact our customer service call center by using the 311 app or website, or by dialing 951-826-5311 to reach one of our customer service representatives. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks. The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. There are 3 different containers for your trash. The blue bin is for recyclables and should only be used for clean recyclable materials such as aluminum cans, cardboard, glass bottles, plastics, and styrofoam. The old brown bin, or new bin with gray lid, is for standard household trash and items not suitable for the other bins, such as animal waste, cactus, palm fronds, soil products, and other waste. The green barrel is for your grass clippings, leaves, weeds, and other plant materials, excluding palm fronds, cactus, and yucca. And please remember not to use any of the containers for heavy construction waste such as concrete. For a complete guide to sorting your trash, please visit riversideca.gov/publicworks.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The Riverside City Clerk's Office's mission is to enhance community trust and promote equitable public services by providing accessible and efficient legislative support, digital services, and city records to residents, city council, city staff, and business partners. We prioritize fiscal responsibility and adapt innovative services to meet the ever-changing needs of the community. We strive to provide residents and businesses with responsive and optimal services. So what does that all mean? Our lean and high-performing team is divided among 3 important functions: legislative, administrative support, and resident services. Besides working as a partner with every city department, the city clerk's office is responsible for many public-facing duties such as our passport acceptance facility. The passport team averages over 6,000 applications processed annually, making us the most widely used and highest performing passport facility in the region. As the keepers of the city's legislative historical record, we are the go-to office for public information requests. On average, our office fulfills over 1,600 requests a year with a 3-day average response time, much faster than the 10 days required by state law. Every 10 years after the U.S. Census, the city is required to redraw its ward boundaries to ensure equal representation, and the city clerk's office is an integral part of that effort. In 2022 and 23, we hosted and attended 40 community meetings to gather input from our residents on how we should reshape Riverside. Visit ReshapeRiverside.com to find out more about this process and to learn about Riverside's new ward boundaries. The city clerk's office is also responsible for municipal elections, as well as the onboarding and swearing in of all newly elected council members and newly appointed board and commission members. Our office processes all applications for new members and provides annual training for the city's legislative bodies. We provide staff and legislative support for 8 of the city's 18 boards and commissions. The city clerk's office also provides agenda processing for city council and committees, as well as the boards and commissions that we support, averaging over 200 agendas processed per year. As the City of Riverside's filing officer, the city clerk is responsible for processing financial disclosure forms for public officials as well as routing contracts for execution. All this work would not be possible without our dedicated team. City clerks truly are the grease that keep the wheels of municipal government turning, and our office is here to support Riverside's residents by ensuring that the decision-making process is transparent to the public, complies with federal, state, and local regulations, and is properly recorded. If you have a public records request, want to know more about the city's legislative history, or have an interest in running for public office, the Riverside City Clerks team is here for you. To find out more, please visit riversideca.gov/cityclerk.
So today we're standing here in front of the Grandmother's Mural, and this is a mural done by an artist named Denise Silva, who is a fantastic artist in our community. And we found this mural when she submitted it for another proposal. And when we, the staff saw it, we said this has to go up somewhere in Riverside.
So I was a little intimidated by the, just setting in a concept, but I thought this is something that I really wanted to do, and actually I just felt really called to submit it. I had become a grandmother, and the way the universe works, it sent this quote in my direction, and it was, "When the grandmothers from the 4 directions speak, a new time is coming." So the 4 directions are represented by the image of the 4 grandmothers: Tongva, people of the earth; Liseño, people of the west; Cahuilla, people of the desert; and Serrano, people of the pines.
When the 4 grandmothers get together, the folklore is that it's winds of change. And what we have done is, so that there is representation all throughout the community, is we have a grandmother at 4 different libraries throughout the community. And so they're all 4 different locations, but they come together here at the main library. And this main library was a big change for the community from what we've had before to what we are now.
Our elders, and them being, people that have given us love, that have protected us, have given us safe spaces. I would love for the community to feel that, because that was an intention that I really put into the work. I really wanted to give our indigenous people of the area, I wanted to give them some representation. I wanted to honor them. I wanted to uplift them. They're a reflection of my own ancestors. They're a reflection of my mother and my grandmothers. And I just hope that other people, especially indigenous people and people of color, see themselves in the art, and they feel seen and they feel honored.
was the dedication ceremony for Mulberry Village, 10 transitional living cottages that will be available for those who have recently been homeless, that are either living in a shelter or a halfway home or something along those lines, that are ready for the next step, but maybe not exactly fully ready to be 100% independent yet.
Well, this is one piece and one of a myriad of solutions that we need to address homelessness in our city. So this housing will support some of the most vulnerable people on our streets. We need more of it and housing at all different levels of support. So we have to start somewhere, and this is a really awesome start.
The city has a dedicated case manager that will be providing the support for the residents here. And then we also partner with Riverside Housing Development Corporation, who will be the property manager. And they will be making sure that the property is well maintained and making sure everybody's adhering to their lease.
We're talking about people that will come in here probably with nothing. And so they have nothing to furnish with. So our agreement with the City Housing Authority is that we would work at furnishing these homes by leveraging Habitat's relationships with some of our local retailers. Habitat for Humanity's model is built around having volunteer work as the labor to keep the costs down for the project. Finally getting to this spot to where we are very close to having these residents move in.
It's just so beautiful. I think this has beautified the neighborhood in a way that we were expecting, but to see it come to life like this, it's just a great day.
Mulberry Village is a really important, I think, demonstration of the types of diverse housing that we need. You know, we need emergency shelter for people who need to get into a bed at night. We need stable housing to help people get in and stay long term. But we also need what we call transitional housing, which is here. I think we're going to see this as a successful model that we will be able to replicate elsewhere. The public is eager to see this type of thing. Our community wants to see the suffering on our streets stop. And this is one way and a big way that we can help that.
The City of Riverside is pleased to announce a new innovative downtown parking program called Parking Your Way, designed to offer more convenient, accessible, and up to 90 minutes free parking in aggregate each day. Parking Your Way will utilize a web app where patrons can select 30 minutes of free parking in a metered on-street space and/or 60 minutes free in either a public parking lot or public parking garage. Patrons can conveniently pay and extend their parking needs as well through the web app. Parking Your Way will benefit the Riverside community by enhancing the downtown parking experience, leading to improved quality of life and encouraging patrons to frequent downtown establishments. The web app can be used to select free parking options, pay for parking, and extended parking sessions right from your smartphone. To illustrate how easy the web app is to use, let's demonstrate how a patron would pay for parking in downtown Riverside once they arrive to their parking destination. First, I locate a QR code in the area I'm parking at. I use the camera on my smartphone to scan the QR code. The QR code redirects my smartphone to a web page where I can then enter in my cell phone number. Once done, click Proceed. I'm now able to see the different dates and length of time options in that area. I choose to park my car for about 1 hour and 30 minutes, and I enter in my license plate number. Once completed, I then click Continue. The web app now leads me to a payment page where I enter my credit card information. When done, click Authorize Card. The parking session has now begun. I will receive a text message with the session info. I'm now able to see the parking session, the duration for which I have parked, and the payment that I have authorized for. If you frequent downtown Riverside, it may be best to download the web app and create an account so you don't have to enter all the information each time you park. Parking in downtown Riverside just became easier. This concludes the City of Riverside's parking web app demonstration. Thank you so much.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Our convenient curbside trash collection services help promote a clean and healthy Riverside. But what do you do when you have items too big or heavy for your can? That's where our bulky item pickup service can help. Before you call for help with your bulky items, be aware that not all items are acceptable for our free curbside service. Furniture, tree trimmings that are properly bundled and no longer than 36 inches, water heaters, and other non-hazardous materials are fine for curbside pickup. Appliances containing Freon such as refrigerators, freezers, and room air conditioners may also be picked up curbside by separate appointment. Unacceptable items include hazardous waste, antifreeze, paints, filters, and tires. We also cannot pick up electronic waste such as computer monitors and televisions, or fluorescent bulbs and household batteries. Construction or demolition materials such as...
Dominant first half for RCC, 27-0. Here's Bankole to pay dirt for the Tigers. And we talked about it coming in. The Tigers had outscored their previous two opponents 124-0, 27-0 in the first half. So in October, the RCC defense has yet to allow a point. Here's Barton finding Josiah Cornwell, the converted defensive end to a tight end for a touchdown in the corner of the end zone, and then this little shovel pass off to Jesse Campbell on 3rd down and goal after Saddleback had stoned them on 2 running attempts. Makes it 27-0. So back to receive Will Craven and Paolo Borak. Instead, Craven not back there. David Jackson will take it. Now this will Paolo Borak will take it from the 5 for Saddleback. Breaks one tackle and then up to about the 30-yard line. And he stood up at the 30, 31, depending on where it's going to be marked. So Borak takes it back, making the tackle for RCC on the play. Miguel Becker the second. He was one of a number. He was the first guy there among a bunch of Tigers. And 1st and 10, Saddleback from the 31-yard line. The Bobcats with 151 yards total in the first half, 57 passing, 94 yards rushing. So let's see what they can do here against James Cook's defense. 1st and 10 from the 31. Trey Kukuk still in at quarterback. Burwald started the game left, favoring his right leg. Pierce in motion, throwing to the near side. And Marshall coming back and makes a catch at the 30. He'll lose a yard on the play. Tackle on the play made by Dayton Ford. Ford started at corner today. The freshman from Martin Luther King High in Riverside will shout out his high school coach, Jason McMains. The Wolves going to the playoffs, Jeff.
I love it. McMains, in his 3rd season, they're back-to-back years in the playoffs.
2nd and 10 for Saddleback. The throw to the other side and complete, caught at the 30 and immediately tackled. And Dayton Ford yet again. Making the catch for Saddleback was Josh Collins, tackled by Ford. Ford all over the field, making one on the near side, making a tackle on the far side.
I might have a new favorite defender with Ford here.
3rd and 9. Carrillo Flores to the top of the formation. Carrillo Edgar to the top of the formation. He's the big game hunter for Saddleback. Look in that direction. Here's the throw in. Kavan Baptiste on the coverage. Incomplete. Intended for Marcus Carrillo Edgar. 4th down.
And Baptiste really plays defense well on those receivers. He gets on that hip, and almost like a basketball player, has that arm right in front. It is a great, great defensive play there.
Yeah, they like his length. I mean, he's a legit 6'3", Jeff, and Tom Kraft was telling me when he came to them, he was a safety. And they just liked his length and his athleticism. Let's bump him out to corner, and it's worked out beautifully for them. And here's Braden Biller kicking it away, and the ball bounces inside the 30. It'll roll out at about the 28-yard line. So 40-yard kick, no return, and RCC's first turn on offense here in the second half. The first half went pretty well for them, Jeff. They put up 27 points, obviously, but 229 yards, 130 yards through the air, 99 on the ground. Pretty balanced attack, and Tom Kraft talks about being able to run the football. He said, when we play a playoff team, when you're playing a Ventura, you're playing a Fullerton, or you're playing a NoCal team, you need to get those tough yards, and that comes through the run game. 1st and 10 from the 28. Speaking of tough yards, here's Bryce Strong right into the middle of the defense, and down he goes. Making the initial contact was the big fella in front, LeSierre Luton. We've called his name a lot this afternoon, Jeff.
I'll tell you what, this defensive line for Saddleback has been pretty darn stellar after that first quarter. They have really kind of dominated this offensive line of Riverside. They haven't been able to get much on the running game.
Yeah, nice battle by the big boys up front. In the trenches, it's kind of been, back and forth, a little bit of a stalemate after some early success for RCC. And the completion to Espadrone, no, it's incomplete. He couldn't come up with it. Third down coming up. Nori and Espadrone having a good year for the Tigers. Tom Kraft said, he's playing how we expected him to play. We thought he would be a big play guy, and he's been a big play guy here in year 2 as a sophomore. Kind of worked him in last year, played a lot on special teams, and kind of was the slot guy. And they're moving him around a lot, just trying to get him in space. And line change coming in for Saddleback's defense as it's 3rd and 7.
12:56 on the clock. 12:56. Fixed it during halftime. His microphone. What did you do, Randy?
3rd down. Barton has time. He'll dance to the outside. Here comes McMurray. He'll throw it down the field. Intercepted. Picking it off for Saddleback is Brody Wyndham. Wyndham, the freshman, he's an inland kid out of Norco, played for Chuck Chastain.
And Wyndham just waited for it.
Flag on the play. So defensive holding. It was holding on the Tigers, so Saddleback will decline it and take the football. They get the interception at the 44-yard line. So the pick, the turnover, let's see if the defense can play around it here. Saddleback gets some new life. They trail 27-0, 12:46 to play 3rd quarter. Thanks for joining us. Gazelle Husson with you along with Jeff Gorham. Riverside TV. Here's an opportunity for Saddleback. They went 3 and out on the first series. Kukuk with the give and making the tackle for RCC. Bursting in there, Penny Masiva out of Vista Murrieta drops the ball carrier in his tracks in the backfield. That was Manacero for Saddleback, and here's a look at the pick.
Yeah, Barton just kind of gets out of the way and just thought he could lob one over the top, but you see right there waiting. Perfect catch.
2nd down, here's the throw. Incomplete. He was open. Will Craven couldn't quite reel it in. Speaking of Will Craven, they're making a Craven the Hunter movie?
I saw that.
Yeah. I loved Craven the Hunter when I was a kid. That was like a punk rock comic.
He was a Spider-Man nemesis, wasn't he?
He was. 3rd and 11. Craven resets on the near side. Right next to him is DeMario Strong. 3rd and 11 coming up, and here comes a flag. So false start called on Saddleback. They'll back it off 5 yards. It had been a pretty clean game in the first half. That's just the 4th penalty on the Bobcats. It'll go back 4th and 40. Back to the 38-yard line, and let's see again, can the defense play around the turnover? Kukuk back to throw. Here comes the pressure. Stepping up, and it's complete to midfield. And Dayton Ford there to make the tackle. Marcus Carrillo-Edgar catches it, but it's still short of the first down. And how about Ford flying in and making the tackle? They'll go for it, though. Offense staying out there. They're going tempo here as Saddleback. 4th down and 5.
They gave him a favorable spot, too. Let's see if they decide to call timeout. No, they thought they were going to go right away, but no.
Plenty of time on the play clock, about 15. Here's the 4th down play. Got to get it out of his hands quickly. Now he's in trouble. Throwing it over the middle. Incomplete.
Once again, the defense comes through.
Turnover on downs. RCC plays around the turnover. James Cook's defense again standing up. Edward Gills, the strong safety on the coverage there out of New Orleans, Louisiana, bounced back from McNeese State. He played last year at Chaffey, was pretty good, made 50 tackles and defended 2 passes. So RCC will start in good field position right outside of midfield. So Kukuk, since he's been in there, Jeff, 4 of 11 for 17 yards. Brandon Burwald, who started, 4 of 10 from 49. They've done a nice job reeling in this passing attack, which had averaged nearly 250 yards per game. 1st and 10. Here's Barton. Sitting down is Espadrone into Saddleback territory, and they finally wrestle him out of bounds. That was Tanner Gunnell knocking him out at about the 46. So a 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5 coming up for RCC.
On the stop, number 4, gain of 5 yards, brings up a 2nd and 5.
Barton getting the ball out of his hand quickly here, Jeff. So 4-yard pickup officially, 2nd and 6. Here's Strong right up the middle. He's got space, 1st down and more. Strong to the open field, and finally D'Amato makes a touchdown-saving tackle. They drop him at the 23-yard line, so a 24-yard pickup for Strong. Strong now 12 carries, 69 yards. Move the sticks officially to the 22-yard line, and here comes Bancoli. Another look at the play.
Great play here, going right up the middle. I thought he was gone. I think he thought as well.
Nefi Kalamafoni Tuiasosopo just wiped out his man. That's no small task. Here's the throw in space to McDaniel. Down goes McDaniel at the 10-yard line. Deshaun Baker with the tackle for Saddleback. Another 1st down.
On the stop for Saddleback, number 30, Deshaun Baker. 1st down, Tigers.
Riverside going up tempo as well. This is great.
Here's Bancoli. Pounds down inside the 10-yard line. Runs right into the hands of Lasir Luter. I was mentioning Nefi Kalamafoni Tuiasosopo. He is matched up with Lasir Luter, the center on the nose tackle. Tuiasosopo goes about 310. Luter goes about 335.
Wow.
Second and 9. Bancoli trying to run inside. And down he goes, slips inside. This tells you the presence, stepping up and making the play. Michael D'Amato helping to fill against the run from his strong safety position. And Luter just takes up so much space there on the inside. 3rd down.
A lot of run coming from RCC here to start this 3rd.
Watch Holloway split out to the near side. Barton, jump ball. Holloway can't reel it in. In on the coverage is Tanner Gunnell. 1-on-1, 4th down coming up, and we'll see Gabe Panikowski. Nice idea, but didn't throw the true jump ball. You throw that a little bit up. That's what they usually do.
Yeah,
and Holloway can go up and get it.
You got to go up and get that thing. Throw it 10 feet up in the air.
That one was right in his hands. But good coverage. Gunnell had a good beat on that one as well. The defensive back for Saddleback is here comes Panikowski, about a 25-yard kick. That one's good, and it's 30-0 in favor of the Tigers. So the short field, nice job by the Saddleback defense to keep RCC out of the end zone, but the Tigers able to get points out of it. Here's a look at that 3rd down play.
Yeah, that's just not high enough. That's below your I should have caught it, but still.
Good job by Gunnell, though. Yeah. He knew that play. They knew what they were going to run. So the contact early got into the body a little bit. And, we talked about earlier, Kevon Baptiste, the way you use your body as a defensive back, right? When you're up against a sideline or up in an end zone, you have a little more leeway than normal. And good job there by the starting cornerback. He's a sophomore out of Edison High in Huntington Beach. Great football tradition down there out of the Sunset League in Orange County. Edison Chargers. Their big rival was Fountain Valley, but in recent years, Edison and Los Alamitos, because they're fighting for that top of that league. Kickoff coming 30-0 Tigers. So they run their scoreless streak in October, 154-0. I almost said nil. I've been doing a lot of soccer, Jeff, so I almost said nil there. But no, it's 154-0.
Or do you hate when people say 0?
I do, because it's not a score.
Yeah, it's not a score.
It's a value. It's not a score. We're not doing calculus. You ever watch Stand and Deliver? When Edward James Olmos says Jaime Escalante explains the term of 0, it's so fascinating. We need more movies about teachers. Panikowski booms it. Tracking back and looking up. Pierce will just let it go out of the end zone and touch back, and Saddleback will start the offense.
See, if that was a free kick, he probably could have.
Yeah. That was a free kick. He's running up to a tee. You're right.
You got to practice that. Yeah,
You're going to lobby to have them install a free kick in basketball now. You're so enamored of that free kick.
It was just one of those things. Look it up, folks.
For those who don't know, Chaparral, they finished second in their league based on a rarely used rule, which is in professional and high school football. It's not the college game, where you can call for a fair catch on a punt and get a free kick, and they kicked a field goal off it and won 57-56.
Yeah, and when we say free kick, there is no defense there. They stand 15 yards away just waving their hands. That's about it.
Paulo Borak running up the middle, and he gets up to about the 27-yard line. So 2-3 yards on the play, second down coming up. And clock continuing to move here in the third quarter, 30-0. RCC against Saddleback. And, hey, the Bobcats came in. We mentioned, Jeff, they were playing some pretty good football. They'd won 5 in a row.
And in league, averaging 51 points per ball game?
Over their last 4,
yeah.
2nd and 7. Here's the give, running outside and stopped at the 30-yard line. So 2 more yards on the play for Paulo Borak, the freshman from Carlsbad, down in North Orange County. It's a nice area down there. Carlsbad, Oceanside. You like that area, Jeff? I know the wife likes it.
Yes, of course. Who doesn't? I like going to the tide pools. You ever been to the tide pools?
I have not. I need to do that. I have not done
cow,
that.
That's so much fun.
3rd and 6. Boger not on the field right now for RC. Oh, there he is. There he is. He's standing up right there. Kukik throwing to the outside. Incomplete. Baptiste on the coverage. In and out of the hands of Tristan Duncan. Duncan from Effingham, Illinois.
Where?
Awake, Duncan, with thy knocking. I wouldst thou couldst. That's for John Rice. That's from Macbeth. 4th down. Our good friend John Rice, we saw him yesterday at the Norte Vista Ramona game, longtime coach here in the Inland Empire. He's been head coach a number of different places. Poly, North, Eisenhower. Am I leaving anything out?
No, he's assistant at St. John Bosco. Won a couple championships there too, as well.
Here's the punt coming from Biller. He's been very good. Puts his foot into it. Tracking is McDaniel. He'll catch the punt at the 27-yard line. So a 44-yard kick and maybe a yard return. And that's where RCC will start the offense here with 8:14 to play in the third quarter.
I want to see some scoring. We had it early. Both teams, though, defensively have been pretty solid.
They've kind of settled in defensively. The Kerry Crabb, the head coach of Saddleback, in his 3rd year as a head coach, but he runs the defense for Saddleback. Bobcats defense coming in had allowed 22 points a game, 274 yards, 25 sacks, 14 takeaways, and they got their 15. They got an interception, and they play that base 3-3-5 with the quarters coverage. Strong running up the middle. Now he'll bounce it outside, trying to make a move, and he will not. He'll lose yardage. Tristan McMurray in on the hit. Also in on the play for Saddleback, Jackson Hagopian. Hagopian, a freshman from the Sacramento area. We mentioned him earlier. So get this. His brother played baseball at both Sacramento City College in New Mexico and then ended up playing football at UTEP.
Wow.
His dad, Sean, was a baseball standout at Jesuit, but he also coached. Now, I don't know, did he coach baseball or football? They didn't say that in the article. They said he coached. So the loss is going to be back to the 22. So I don't know what the discrepancy is here. There's a timeout on the field. I don't know who called it. Now they're going to wind the clock. And RCC kind of huddling around Tom Kraft. So the play clock is running, and now RCC will run out onto the field with a 30-0 lead. So it's 2nd down. The ball marked back to the 22, a 3-yard loss. Strong in the backfield with Barton.
So do you know any notable... We got to talk about Saddleback here in a little bit.
Bouncing it outside is Strong. Strong turning up, stumbling up over the 25, about the 28-yard line. Tristan McMurray makes the tackle, the sophomore from Murrieta Mesa. 5 yards on the play, 3rd down coming up.
A long 3rd down here.
I know Ben Maller went to Saddleback.
Do you know that? Okay.
Fox Sports radio guy.
Okay, one of the great Chicago Cubs and Arizona Diamondback.
Mark Grace?
Yep.
3rd down. They have a good football. They have a good baseball program. Caught by Espadrone. He's got the first down. Espadrone tackled over the 35, making the play. Michael D'Amato, and he's so tough. Espadrone's so shifty, can change direction so quickly, and he picks up the first down. Little, maybe 3-yard flip. He's all the way up to the 38-yard line.
Now, not big in stature, but I'll tell you what, you get him in open space, he is almost impossible to grab.
Strong now with a little bit of movement. He'll push up to the 40-yard line. Second down and 8 coming up. Summer McCartney, the head coach at Saddleback for baseball, he's a UCR guy, UC Riverside guy, Riverside connection to Saddleback. 2nd and 7 coming up. Strong with the give. Look at Big Tuiasosopo with the block.
Wow.
First down for Strong. He falls down in Saddleback territory. He'll cross midfield. Tanner Gunnell makes the tackle for Saddleback.
There's a flag on a play here. I hope they didn't call a hold on that. That was a great block, I thought.
So here's Tuiasosopo. Maybe a little bit of a hold.
That's what they're going to call.
See, that's the funny thing is I don't think if he hadn't held, he wouldn't have gotten around him anyway.
No.
Neffy is about 6'3". They list him at 310. He may be a little bigger than that. There's Bryce Strong getting a little bit of a rest on the sideline. Kid out of Colony in Ontario in that recruiting footprint for Tom Kraft. The ball back to the 35-yard line. So they'll need to get to the 49 for a first down. So call it 2nd and 14. Here comes McDaniel into the game. Espadrone still on the field. Omar Hammond split out to the top of your screen. Now Espadrone will come to the near side. And here comes Jaquez Monica. So empty set coming up here. 2nd and 13. Barton breaks down. He's going to run with it. Barton slides down to the 35, maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. D'Amato was spying the quarterback, and he makes the tackle. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, D'Amato, after he was the guy who got hurt early in the game, right? He's come back and played pretty darn well in this ball game.
So it's interesting. The Tigers kind of got out of the chute real quick, 27-0 lead, and it's really settled. The game has settled in a little bit. Just 3 points scored since that first quarter. Big 3rd down. Bancoli out of the backfield in motion. Barton throwing. He's going to find Bancoli, a safety valve, and that's it. Down he goes. 4th down.
Saddleback's going to have the ball in pretty decent field position here.
No, our friend is going to be out here, Nathaniel Wallace-Dilling.
Oh, that's right.
Really strong leg. Tom Kraft very impressed with him. Dane Benedicts is going to return. He's a wide receiver out of Capital Valley. We saw him a couple of years ago when he played against North in the playoffs, so Dilling puts his foot into it. Fair catch will be called for at the 17-yard line, so a 47-yard kick, no return, and they'll start inside the 20. Great job by Nathaniel Wallace-Dilling.
Yeah, great punt. Oh, so there was a flag on the play?
I didn't see one.
I didn't either.
So they'll mark it at the 16-yard line, 1st and 10 for Saddleback, and the RCC defense will saddle up again. Like how he did that Saddleback, saddle up.
I like that. Roughing the punter.
So if they, wow, they're going to give him a first down. How about that? So, wow, the defense comes back out for Saddleback. Yeah, I guess the official didn't give the correct signal. So it is roughing the kicker. The roughing the kicker flag gives a first down to RCC, so the offense gets a reprieve.
Shouldn't we let the punter's mom know he's okay, though? He's all right.
Oh, I didn't see. Is he okay?
He's okay.
It looked like he got to the sideline on his own.
He was roughed, when you hear that. Moms don't want to hear their punter or their kicker's son.
Bryce running over the right side and gets about 4 yards, and he's finally pushed back. If if Carla heard that Luke got roughed, she would be upset, huh?
If he was a punter, but
yeah.
I don't know if he'd be a punter.
Johnny's a soccer guy, so maybe he will be a punter.
Johnny could be a punter.
Referring to Fast Johnny Gorham, Jeff's middle son, who's been a soccer guy, maybe play some football. I know Luke's playing, your younger boy's playing, he loves football.
He's angry he doesn't get the ball more.
2nd and 6, right up the middle is Strong, still fighting for it. They're trying to pull the ball away from him. He'll fall forward to about the 37-yard line. The 43-yard line, so 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and manageable.
He was holding that like a vice grip. Couldn't take it away from him.
Robert Williams out of East St. Louis, the freshman defensive tackle among the Bobcats in on the hit. Now, you coached at RCC, right?
I did.
So you coached against Saddleback on the basketball side.
Many times.
And they were the Gauchos back then,
They
right?
were the Gauchos. When you said Bobcats, I was like, maybe I'm just losing it.
3rd and 4. I think the change was fairly recent. Here's the throw by Barton. He's got some pressure. He flings it to Bancole, and a nice tackle made on the play there by Travis Arena. Arena, the sophomore from Northwood in Irvine, stops Bancole short of the first down.
Yeah, in fact, the old mascot used to look like Don Quixote, with the cool mustache.
Cervantes.
Yeah.
4th down coming up, and we'll see Mr. Nathaniel Dilling again. Nathaniel Wallace Dilling again.
And he's okay, Mom. He's okay. He was roughed up.
Looks no worse for the wear, though. So Benedict's back deep to receive the kick along with Hagopian, and Wallace Dilling puts it into the end zone. So a 43-yard kick, no return, but it'll come out as a touchback. So 1st down for Saddleback. Let's see what Mr. Wallace Dilling has done today. I'm curious now. That is his 5th kick, and he's averaging about 43 yards a kick. That's pretty good. That was the second one that wasn't inside the 20. He put 3 of 5 inside the 20. So a nice afternoon for Nathaniel Wallace Dilling. And, we were joking before, you didn't recognize him because you've never seen him.
No.
Because we haven't seen Saddleback punt. He punted 16 times all year starting before this game. He's punted 5 times tonight. Pierce trying to break a tackle. He'll surge forward and make something out of nothing. Maybe got a 5-yard run out of it. Mafileo Tupou had hold of his jersey, but that wasn't enough as Pierce surges up to the 24-yard line.
I'm a little concerned about Tupou's helmet. It's losing all its paint. We need to give him a new helmet. Where's the equipment guy right now?
You can get in trouble, Jeff. Don't complain about so much.
Oh, look at his helmet. We need to get a picture of the helmet of Tupou.
One of the linemen for Saddleback is slow to get up. That's Hunter Lynham, the freshman from Northside in Fort Smith, Arkansas. So he'll walk off the field. Now, getting back to the Gaucho, the name change. I think 2 or 3 years ago they went from Gauchos to Bobcats, and now they're the Bobcats.
Yeah, when you said that, Bobcats, I didn't want to say anything to our great esteemed director, Scott Brocious, but I was thinking, man, maybe he's wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. Oh, look, now he's going to cut me off. I'm not going to be talking anymore.
It looks like, it's a great color schemes for both teams. It looks like classic Saturday afternoon college football, 2nd and 6. 3rd quarterback in, Joe Gentilella in, the sophomore out of Huntington Beach. He's the 3rd quarterback for Saddleback. Here's the give and a 1st down. That's Pierce who gets over the 30-yard line.
That was a loud hit.
Joe Gentilella now quarterbacking the Gauchos. Honey Grant in the Bobcats.
1st and 10 from the 30. Gentilella behind center. He'll drop back to throw. He's got some time. He'll put it up. He's got a man. Incomplete. Nice play. Edward Gilds coming over and separating the football from Seth Lyon. Lyon, the sophomore out of Dana Hills, the big tight end. Gentilella, the quarterback, one of the 3 QBs in the rotation. He's out of Huntington Beach High. And we're talking to Kerry Crabb. He said, we're going to play all three. And he kind of stepped up. There was a game where there was a man that stepped out because of an injury, and Gentilella stepped up as Pierce will go down right at the line of scrimmage.
He's a tall drink of water, 6'5".
Eskridge getting in there. Yeah.
I just sounded like my dad. Call him a drink of water.
He played in 2021 at Palomar, and last week at Grossmont, 16 of 24, 169 yards and a touchdown. So played his way. Burwell left the game with an injury, and he played his way into the rotation. 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Bobcats. Gentilella back to throw. Here comes pressure, throwing over the middle. And McQueen over top, hauling it in, is Marquise Carrillo-Edgar. They give him the completion up to the 45. 15-yard pickup on the play. Nice job by Carrillo-Edgar to reel that one in with Gills McQueen, I think, was over top of him on the coverage. That's the previous play. 1st and 10 to the 45, so Saddleback getting some traction here on offense. 1st and 10 at the end of the 3rd quarter. Pierce in motion out of the backfield. Gentilella is going to throw over the middle. It's complete at midfield. Making the catch for Saddleback is Demario Strong, and down he goes. And here comes the flag.
Wow, that's a tough one. There's 2 flags that came in, actually. I think these are going to be offsetting, believe it or not.
Amos Wellington, the line judge, he threw that, like he's pitching for the Astros in the world or in the ALCS.
There's a hold there, which I think they're going to call. And then I believe that they're going to.
So they held him up, and that's the penalty. That's the suplex by Nixon. As Anthony Hopkins said, they've always hated Nixon. No, I'm teasing. But, that's probably going to be a flag every time, right?
Yes, of course.
But I think Juwan Nixon's playing so well for RCC as Alex Zaved will make the call. So a personal foul. So no hold. So all the way to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for Saddleback. So here we go. Can the defense stand up here, Jeff? Caleb Marshall out high in the middle of the trips formation is Benedict's on the near side. Carrillo-Edgar split out to the near side. 1st and 10. Looking to the near side is Gentilella, complete to Benedict's. And then making the tackle on the play for RCC, Quaylen McQueen. So the ball to the 32, about a 3-yard pickup. 2nd and 7.
Could the scoring drought be over here pretty soon?
Last play of the 3rd quarter, they don't get it off, so 11 straight quarters. The defense for RCC is not a lot of points.
At the end of the 3rd quarter of play, the Riverside City College Tigers 30, Saddleback Bobcats no score.
RCC's defense unscored upon in the month of October. I know there's an AC Green joke to be made, Jeff, but I'll leave that to you. No, 30-0 Tigers after 3 quarters. And listen, this is an impressive display by this defense because this offense came in, Jeff, averaging 43 points per game on the season. They were 5th in the state. They were 10th in the state at 441.7 yards per game. And over their last 4 games, they were averaging 51 points a game. James Cook, and it's funny because James Cook and Jeff Fisher, the offensive coordinator for Saddleback, know each other. They were down on the field kind of joking with each other, and James Cook said something like, "Oh, man, take it easy on us." Maybe it was James Cook that should have taken it easy on Coach Fisher. But just so much respect, I think, because Coach Fisher was at both Cerritos and at Ventura. This is 2nd year, I believe, with on Coach Crabb's staff, and obviously Coach Cook with history at Pasadena. So I guess they know each other just through the junior college battles, right?
Yeah, they're going out and they're recruiting, trying to get the same kind of kids.
2nd and 7. The line is the 32 of RCC. Coming into motion is Demario Strong. For Saddleback at the top of the formation is Caleb Marshall. Carrillo-Edgar to the near side of the near slot Benedict's. Here comes Strong, and he'll reverse back out in motion. Gentilella, and how do you do from Isaiah Boger? Boger just a straight speed rush, and he drops the quarterback for a 7-yard loss.
Boy, he is so fun to watch. Every single game he gets in and does what he does best, gets the quarterback. What's the second sack of the ball game here?
And they're moving him around. They're standing him up now, 3rd and 13, as well as having his hand down. So it's a little bit harder to identify him. So right now he's got his hand down. Here comes the pressure. Here comes the blitz. Trying to find Strong, and he does, but McQueen right there. Maybe a 3-yard pickup to about the 36. 4th down coming up. So 4th down, the offense will stay out there. Boger at the left end, hand down.
And Boger nearly got him the last play here. Just keep an eye on the big fella, number 97.
Now he stands up. Here's the 4th down. Boger, there he is. Gentililla's going to fling it down the field. Does he have a man? He does. Benedict's can't reel it in. One-on-one when coverage with Dayton Ford for RCC. Ball over on downs to the Tigers.
Yeah, we almost called it right there. Boger nearly took down the quarterback again.
Back in the old days, and we'll get another look at the play, when the Chargers, this is back in the 90s, right, when the Chargers, the Stan Humphries, Bobby Ross era, throwing down the field. Benedict's a pretty good receiver, got a hand on it, but Ford with him step for step. Lee Hacksaw Hamilton was the play-by-play guy, and Bill Warndell was the analyst. And he would always talk about on the radio, I'm going to isolate on this guy. You can have a lot of fun just isolating on Isaiah Boger, having him move around. They move him in different parts of the defense, and then sometimes he's standing up as a linebacker, sometimes he's putting his hand down. From the 36, RCC back to the offense, 1st and 10. Here's the give to Bankole, trying to dance right and knock down there. Nice play, stepping up for a Saddleback, making the tackle Brody Wyndham. Wyndham, the Norco product, he had the interception earlier. 2nd down coming up. So both defenses have really dug in, Jeff.
They've done, Saddleback has really cleared up after that first quarter drubbing. They have been really good and taking care of Bankole. Bankole hasn't had too many big runs tonight. He's had some short yardage work, but that's about it.
They've done a nice job on Jordan Barton, too. Jordan Barton came in, top 10, top 5 in a bunch of different categories, and they've, after that first quarter, have really kind of hemmed him in. Here's Bankole right up the middle. He's got some space, and he'll be wrapped up by Hagopian. Hagopian will tackle him as he gets over the 40 to the 43, just short of the 1st down. 9-yard pickup on the play for Bankole.
That brings up a 3rd and 2 for the Tigers.
Barton leads the state in both completion percentage and QB rating, 3rd in passing yards. So right now he's 12 of 19 for 137 yards. They're doing a nice job on him. Tigers offense came in 1st or 2nd in a bunch of categories. Here's the give to Bankole running up the middle. The 1st down and more. And McMurray finally drags him down at the 41-yard line. So a quick burst, about 13 yards there.
So a couple big plays after just saying they were kind of holding him in check. He must have heard me.
Well, this is what Tom Kraft is talking about. It's like if you're going to win at the playoff level, you need to be able to get the tough yards between the tackles. And the last 2 plays, Allende Bankole has done just that for RCC. And that's the other thing. You're keeping the clock moving. But Tristan McMurray, so this is how my mind works. It reminds me of Fred McMurray,
I was thinking
who is the star of My 3 Sons. You have 3 sons.
When I heard McMurray, I thought the same thing.
Bankole again, right up the middle. Bankole all the way to pay dirt. 40-yard run for Allende Bankole. Jab, haymaker. Touchdown, RCC.
So the 2nd touchdown for Bankole.
And the big boys up front, Jeff. Christian Perry, Dominic Roush, Nefi, Kalamafoni, Tuiasa Sopo, Douglas Taloma, and Simon Maiawa. I'll throw in Connor May, the tight end. They're dug in now. The big boys up front for RCC doing a tremendous job as Panikowski comes up to try the PAT. 36-0 against the 13th ranked team in the state, the Saddleback Bobcats. And so now Tom Kraft is getting into Alex Zvet a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder why he's angry.
Maybe something after the play. Now, I took my eye off it once he crossed. Did something happen after Bancoli? Did he get flagged for maybe a celebration, or did somebody hit him?
I'm not too sure, but I wouldn't want Tom Kraft yelling at me.
It's all about you, isn't it, Chef? It all comes back to you, doesn't it?
Well, it scares me. I look at this. I'm watching the white.
See, I keep thinking it's a bit. You're really petrified of him.
Yeah, I don't like him. He scares me.
Panikowski lining it up for the PAT. Swings the right leg, and it's no good. He's wide left. Panikowski has missed 2. He missed 2 all year, and he's missed 2 in this game. So 36-0 Tigers over Saddleback, and now he'll have to kick it away. I thought that was shtick, Jeff. Your fear of Tom Kraft. Another look just right up the middle, just pierces through that Saddleback defense, and then he's just high-stepping it to the end zone.
You know, seriously, if Kraft were to say, "Get over here, Jeff, get over here right now," I would go over there because it's almost like everybody that knew my father. My father was kind of a big ornery, tough guy like Tom Kraft.
Okay, so they're similar. Okay, maybe you have the flashbacks.
So
it's a kind of a, what is it, James Dean and Rebel Without a Cause kind of thing.
Yes.
James Dean and Jim Backus. Panikowski swings the leg. It'll go deep in the touchback.
Well, you know, I was serious when I got a text. Hey, let Tom Kraft know to get the headset after the game. I said, no, I'm not doing it. I don't want to talk to him. He's nice to you, though.
I mean, he tolerates me, right?
He doesn't tolerate me.
We have great conversations. Tom Kraft is a guy. You know, and that's the funny thing is, I was telling Jim Alexander this. I said, I'd love for somebody to do a deep dive, on Tom, because it's just so fascinating, his background in football. And you remember his son played for UCLA.
He was a starting quarterback at UCLA for a year. But see, I'd love to ask him those questions, but he just scowls at me.
1st and 10 from the 25.
Oh, there he is.
Here's the handoff in the backfield, and how do you do?
Yeah, in fact, every time I see Tom Kraft, I get an alert on my watch saying my heart is elevated.
Blake Thompson with the tackle is Manacero trying to take the handoff. And he was the leading rusher. I'm curious as to why he didn't get utilized more early. Obviously, decision made by the staff at Saddleback. Gentilella completes it to the outside, and they stop him. He gets over the 20. Eskridge there on the hit for RCC. 3rd down coming up. So maybe back to the initial line of scrimmage, which was the 25. 3rd and 11 coming up. Another look at that play. Rolling to the left side. Gentilella looking down the field, and it's nearly intercepted. Dante Bowers went up and got it. Nice play by Jacob Sears to kind of knock it away on the way down. 4th down coming up. And Bowers just laying in wait, the free safety for RCC, the sophomore. He's been so good this year for RCC, and that's what we had the conversation with James Cook before the game. He said, hey, Baptiste, Bowers, McQueen, Gilds, and Ford are going to have to stand up. This team has a lot of weapons. They've done a great job today, Jeff.
Wow, he went up to get that, and that might have been the easiest throw he's had all year in his direction. He wants that one back, definitely.
We've seen a couple of good punters. Braden Biller's been very good for Saddleback. And this one off kind of the side of the foot. It'll drift out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. So he'll still get decent yards out of it. I think it'll still be about a 38-yard kick, depending on where they mark it. And they'll actually mark it to the 35. So 41-yard kick, no return. And
there's a flag. Is that a roughing the kicker?
So it works both ways. Now the Tigers called for roughing. Where I didn't even see that. Normally you can see the flag laying down.
There it is.
There it is. I can't locate it, though, with my naked eye. I hate needing the monitor. Oh, there it is. Back at the 14.
Hanging out over there.
Yeah, back at the 14-yard line. And maybe Tom Kraft's eruption got the officials a little ornery.
That might not be a good idea.
They're human.
No, it might not be a good idea to mess with Tom Kraft.
Oh, no, yeah. No, certainly not. So they're going to tack on 5 yards. So the ball went out of bounds at the 40. They're going to spot it back at the 35 because the 5-yard mark off for running into the kicker. So the defense out there for Saddleback, so it's not a roughing the kicker. Now, it looked to me like the ball went out of bounds at about the 40, and they're standing at the 35. It's possible that it may have bounced because we're shielded here. There's one of the easy ups for RCC is up, so we're kind of blinded for that side of the field.
Yeah, so if there is no call, that's a bad spot. I thought.
No, yeah. So it went out of bounds at the 40. They'll mark it back 5 yards to the 35. That's the official identification. 10:51 to play fourth quarter. RCC back on offense. It looks like Jordan Barton's still out there.
That's where the Tigers will take over to be first and 10. Tigers.
So 1st and 10. Here's the gift to Strong running up the middle. And I guess the drama remaining here for 10:49. Can RCC pitch their 3rd shutout in a row?
I hope so.
They've not a lot of point in October. That's eerie. Now they're helped by the bye week, obviously. But they shut out Grossmont here. Then last Saturday they went down to Southwestern, shut them out. And now they're shutting out the 13th ranked team in the state, one of the top 10 teams in terms of yardage, top 5 teams in terms of scoring. So Campbell up top. In the far slot, that's Espadrone. Here comes the blitz. Throwing it down the field, and Hammond reels it in. A lot of contact. He pulls it into the 36-yard line. 27-yard pickup for Omar Hammond. Patrick Henry High product out of San Diego. I always like to mention when I hear Patrick Henry High, my dear friend Sean Brandon, who looks very much like Tim Kirkchin, the ESPN analyst. His bride, Alicia, she's an alum of Patrick Henry High School.
Really?
Yeah. They live in San Diego now. They live right by San Diego State, your old place of residence. 1st and 10 from the 37. Here's the gift to Strong. He dances outside, breaks one tackle, Strong to the 30, lowers the shoulder, and he'll tiptoe out of bounds right about the 21-yard line. 16-yard pickup, first down. Move the sticks for RCC.
Strong and Bancoli are just, that's the question I think has been answered. The ground game is doing well this year.
And it's interesting. I asked Tom Kraft this question. I said, do you like to use a lot of runs? He's like, yeah. And he said, he used the term, we kind of GPS it, right? Because you want to always have a back ready to go.
Yes.
So he wants Pearson to get carries. He wants Burnham to get carries. He wants Ugorji. He keeps mentioning Ugorji, although we don't see him very much in the games. Here's Strong running to the outside. A little stiff arm. He'll get shoved out of bounds. K.O. Wallace making the push out. Got about the 14-yard line, so 8 more yards coming up for Bryce Strong. Another look at the play here. And now they're running outside. They had a lot of luck running inside, Jeff. They run outside of that left side behind Christian Perry. And there's the push out. K.O. Wallace, the sophomore from Mission Viejo. Of course, whenever I hear the name Wallace, I think of the Wire, Michael B. Jordan. 2nd and 2 coming up from the 14. 36-0 RCC. Strong and going to try to pick his way for the first down. The first man to him was Deshaun Baker for Saddleback, and we'll see where they mark him. They maybe gave him a yard. So it'll end up being a 3rd and short coming up. Clock still moving. 8 minutes to play in this one. Wow, how huge would it be? I mean, I'm just continue to be impressed by James Cook's defense, Jeff.
I think somebody from the NFL needs to call him right now.
Well, Jeff, James Cook is a UC Irvine alum. And UC Irvine has had an NFL player, Darren Fells, despite the fact they don't have a football program.
Yeah. Now, exactly how does that happen?
So he was a great basketball player, and his older brother was a football player, professional football player. And, people know each other.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, come to camp. And he was good enough as an athlete, they made him a tight end.
Now, did he play basketball at Irvine?
Yeah, power forward.
Was he any good?
He was very good. Strong trying to get inside. He won't go anywhere. The middle of that line surging for RCC. Leading the charge for RCC was Jackson Irwin, the freshman. He's also from Huntington Beach, Edison High. So 4th down coming up. So they mark it inside the 14. They need to get to the 13 for the first down. They'll let the clock expire. Let's see what they'll do here. Looking at the clock is Barton. And you always talk about this. He really does command that huddle.
He does. You watch him. He talks to every guy on that line.
They'll take a timeout as the as the play clock expires, and they'll bring out Panikowski. So Panikowski will try the field goal at a 31-yard kick. He's missed 2 PATs today.
Look at those guys. Look at the first responders.
Taking the game in from just behind. They're opposite us. They're behind they're only one set of stands now.
You see these 3 guys on the right. Well, those 3 guys,
yep.
They were part of the Chamber of Commerce golf tournament this Monday. So I saw these guys Monday. I was working the beverage cart with my wife and Jennifer Goldware, the president of the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame.
We saw Stan Morrison today. He's on the executive board, right?
Executive board as well. But those guys up there, they were fun guys to talk to. We were driving around, and apparently they watch a couple of our games. They're here now, sitting on top of that. They all have these cool handlebar mustaches.
So Nathaniel Wallace-Dilling will hold, and Panikowski will try to kick the field goal. He's kicked a 25-yarder earlier. That came back in the third quarter, 2:07. That came back, 9:28 to play in the third quarter. So here's the kick for Panikowski, trying to make it 2 for 2. Kicks it. And it's good, 39-0. Jack Benny would love this score. Panikowski booms it through. He is now 9 for 11 on field goals this year. Long is 46. So second in the state in scoring, and he's moving up. So no points for Keon Faroukte, who's the kicker for Saddleback. He was first in the nation, or first in the state, excuse me. So let's calculate this out. It should be 41-0. But he's missed a couple of PATs. So 3 of 5 on PATs and 2 of 2 in field goals. So that's 9 points. He has 64 points. Add 9, 73. Faroukta has 76. So he's 3 points behind the lead for the state.
Wow.
2 best kickers in the state, folks. Not much of a show. We were expecting a bit of a showcase. Hasn't turned out that way.
It has not. But 163-0 so far in the month of October.
So we'll start calling it Cooktober because James Cook, the defensive coordinator.
Like that.
And so 6:42 to go for their third straight shutout. So I'm sure that's being talked about on the sideline. Defense about ready to take the field for RCC as Panikowski approaches. And this is going to go into the end zone.
Would it be a free kick in the end zone?
You love that free kick. I love it. And now some tempers flaring here, and it's got to be tough. You're Saddleback, and we heard the talk. We're down on the field before the game, and we heard that whole playoff atmosphere, this, that, or the other, And listen,
angst.
And this comes from Tom Kraft himself, and he said to me, we were talking, he said, listen, I evaluate a lot of what we do based on who we play, and we went back and forth. And he said, listen, we played Golden West and we went and played Long Beach, and those teams have shown they're pretty good this year. But, I want the test, and I think this was one they were all pointing to. 1st and 10, and Kukuk back in.
It gets a little harder, though, doesn't it?
For Saddleback.
Next week, we're back here again against the Hornets. Unless they've changed their name, too.
Here's the throw to the outside. Kukuk, bearing down on him was Eskridge, and Eskridge has been very active today. Matthew Eskridge, the linebacker for RCC, 2nd and 10. So on the road next week against Mesa. It's going to be a tough one.
Next week there
San Diego Mesa. And then back here November 11th, you and I will be back for RCC against Fullerton. That could end up being for the league championship. But you know how coaches are. Tom Kraft, hey, today is today, tomorrow is tomorrow. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's the give to Borak running to the left side. He's over the 30, tumbles up to about the 33-yard line, 8-yard pickup on the play. 3rd and short coming up. Somebody lost their helmet.
Yeah, if they can make a stop here, if they can get him, keep him out of field goal range, they still have a shot.
Here's Borak. He'll have the first down. And he's still driving up to the 42, 43-yard line now. So here's the conundrum, right? Is you're going for the shutout, but you don't have most of your starters in anymore because you're up 39-0.
Put him back in.
So if you're a starter, well, no, you're not going to put him back in because you don't want anybody to get hurt. But if you're a starter, now these guys, obviously all these guys. I mean, I guess Eskridge is still a starter. He's still in there. Here's Kukuk. Rolling on first down. The ball's complete to midfield. Nice little spin move there for a Saddleback by Pierce Tangai, freshman from J. Serra down in South Orange County there in San Juan Capistrano. Gain up to the 45-yard line of RCC. 12-yard pickup on the play. 1st and 10. Kukuk to throw. He's got time, dancing, looking downfield. Now he's rushed a little bit, and the ball's complete. Nice job coming back to the ball. That's Tanghai again. Pierce Tanghai, the freshman, a couple of nice catches. All the way up to the 30-yard line. So here's 1st and 10, and Pierce running, and he goes down in the backfield. Marcus Jones, the sophomore out of Bloomington, with the hit.
And there's going to be 12 men on the field, I believe.
So when you're shuffling guys in and out, that sometimes happens. We look at the caucus there led by Alex Zved, the referee tonight. So when you got guys who are not normally in the rotation, you're running guys in and out, and sometimes there's a little bit of confusion. So illegal substitution, 5-yard penalty to the 25-yard line.
I think the scoring streak could be over.
So 1st and 5 from the 25 of RCC.
Is that a dog? There's a dog here on the bleachers.
Tanghai in motion. Here's Kukuk throwing over the middle, incomplete. Intended receiver is Marquez Carrillo Edgar. And 2nd down and 5 coming up. It's interesting. So I did ask Tom Kraft one thing. You always got to ask one uncomfortable question. And I said, Coach, what's about the noon starts? I said, I've heard a lot of stories about it, and I'm asking you directly. 2nd and 5 coming up. Second and 5. Kukuk to throw. Here comes the pressure, and down he goes. Jawan Nixon. Burst through for the sack, back to the 33-yard line. 3rd down coming up. No impeachment for Jawan Nixon, Jeff. Comes flying in off the edge, and Kukuk really didn't have a chance. Actually, it was inside rush. 3rd down coming up. 3rd and 12. Kukuk looking down the field. Incomplete. Intended receiver was Benedict's, his old high school teammate Bradbury down there.
So that's going to be offside, so a 5-yard penalty.
So it's a free play as the Tigers had jumped. So 5 yards, it'll be 3rd down yet again. And I'll give you Tom Kraft's answer in a little bit. So 2-by-2 for Saddleback. Borak is the setback. I'm guessing this has got to be 4-down territory for the Bobcats at this point, Jeff. Kukuk to throw, looking outside, kind of throws it a little bit behind Carrillo Edgar. 4th down coming up. So Tom Kraft said to me, the noon starts, or me, That is fully my decision. He went on the record. That's why I like Tom Kraft. He's very direct. And he said, and he made a great point. He said, that's when college football should be played.
Daytime.
You know, he's an old Air Coryell guy back at San Diego State. 4th and 7. Here comes the offside flag. You get the free play. Incomplete, but they'll line it up again. It'll be 4th and 2 as the Tigers jumped. I don't think they were drawn.
That's going to be about 2 yards short.
Yeah,
2.5
it'll
yards
be 4th
short.
and 2. Now, do you go James Franklin here? Do you bring out your kicker just to break the shutout? Because you know he's automatic, but no, they're going to go for it.
I would.
They're going to go for it. No, you wouldn't. You just call timeout.
I call all of them.
4th and 2 coming up. So tight end in. They're on the near side. Trying to draw them off again. Tigers back off here. Clock is stopped, obviously, because of the penalty. The play clock isn't. Kukik will snap it. Looking for the first down. He will not get it.
And a flag comes in.
Bradbury with the play. Intended receiver was Caleb Marshall, and a flag comes in on the near side.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a hold.
Illegal man downfield on Saddleback.
Wow.
So I'm guessing that RCC will obviously decline that penalty. Ball over on downs, and James Cook's defense is 4:19 away from completing their 3rd straight shutout. But, you know, it was interesting. I actually kind of agree. So, you know, you play at 12. You're done by 3 or 3:30. You have to remember, the players get Sunday off, and it's back to work on Monday.
So they get to hang out with their families.
So, yeah. So, I mean, you get the night game, and then, you know, it's late, and then you kind of get back Sunday, and it's almost like, you know, but you get a full night, you get a full day of rest on Sunday, and you're back to work on Monday. And he was talking about when he coached San Diego State, they had, because there's national TV, they were hosting a game, and they had to start at 9 a.m. because it was a 12 o'clock TV window on the East Coast.
Wow.
And he didn't like that. 4:19 to play. Bancoli just trying to run up. No, instead, that's Pearson. That's Divine Pearson, not Bancoli. 26, not 25. Oh, sorry, Andre Branch. Branch out of Levine, Arizona. And we'll keep the clock moving.
Jordan Barton still in there.
But it's a good point, you know, and you got games at 6. You know, I think the standard in California, most of the teams play at 6 p.m. But I think it's nice. I mean, you know, we don't have the stands yet on the near side. I think once the renovations are done here, it'll be a nice atmosphere at noon on Saturday here at RCC Wheelock Stadium, a great facility we always talk about. Handoff up the middle. This is Yagorji over the 30.
And they gave him the first down. The sticks are moving. I think the shutout is intact.
Wow. It's interesting. We got a little criticism early in the game. Hey, why are you guys talking about a shutout so early? Well, you know, we've seen a few football games, Jeff, you and I.
Yes, we have.
And you see body language and you read it, and, you know, you understand the motivation. Down on the field before the game, Tigers are all fired up. They got their Halloween outfits on. You know, the black jerseys, which look great, contrasted. It's like, what does this like? Look like Oregon State and Arizona State, right? Or maybe Idaho State, 2nd and 8. Flag comes in as Yagorji takes it up the middle. And it's interesting, Xavier Yagorji, the sophomore from Rancho Verde High, false start on the Tigers. He's not gotten a lot of time this year, but whenever I talk to Tom Kraft about the running backs, he's one of the guys he brings up, you know. He brings up Yagorji a lot. He talks about Pearson, mentions Omarius Burnham. He said, you know, we want 4 or 5 guys to be getting reps.
Hey, there's the dog again, Gazal. Look at that. It's a dachshund. Look, he's not. He's going to hurt himself walking.
Is he on the stands there?
He's on the stands.
I thought it was illegal to be in the stands.
Not for dogs.
Here's the give to Yagorji, trying to turn the edge, and he's brought down on the outside there. Nice play made by Jaden Williams, the freshman. He's a South Orange County product, San Juan Hills High. They're very good this year, by the way. San Juan Hills.
They are?
They've been good. They may end up D1 or D2.
Wow.
Nice play there by Williams. Just kind of, that's some strength right there. Ugorji didn't seem like the guy you can bring down on an arm tackle. Caden Willerford in the far slot. They'll give it right up the middle to Ugorji on second down. James Huffman out of Shoreline, Washington in the Pacific Northwest makes the tackle for Saddleback. So, Saddleback is mostly, kind of OC, South OC, but they do have a few out-of-state guys they bought in. We mentioned Luter out of Detroit. Was it Evans out of Texas? So nice job by Kerry Crabb, kind of trying to recraft this program. Tom Craft, Kerry Crabb, a little confusing. I'm surprised it's the first time I made that mistake. 3rd and 10 coming up. But both veteran JC coaches. Low snap. Here's Ugorji running. And at this point, they're just trying to fade the clock, and he'll go back, and they'll let the clock run down as long as they can. They'll snap it one more time. But Kerry Crabb, the head coach of Saddleback, he's played at Saddleback, then later at Chico State, and then was on the staff for Mark McElroy for many years before getting the head position. In his 3rd year, and that's kind of the year you evaluate for a coach, the 3rd year. And I think Saddleback's been playing very well this year, Jeff.
Well, you can't complain. They're, like I said, last 4 games averaging 51 points a game. It just happens to be you're playing against RCC.
So Nathaniel Wallace-Dilling back to kick. We've seen him a lot today. So Benedict's back to catch the kick. He'll catch it about the 27-yard line, make a move, go to the outside, and up to the 40-yard line. So a 40-yard kick and about a 13-yard return. And 23 seconds remain in this one as Riverside City College, Jeff, going for their 3rd straight shutout. And this one against a pretty good offensive team. Look at the numbers specifically here. Bobcats came in, Jeff, ranking 5th in points per game, 10th in total yards, 11th in yards per game, 13th in rush yards, 13th in pass yards in the entire state. They were 1st in 3rd down conversions, 2nd in red zone scores, and 5th in red zone touchdowns. So, man.
We never saw them in the red zone.
No, we did not.
It
was like the friend zone.
It's the friend zone. 163-0 the last 3 games so far.
We'll hear from Tom Craft after the game as Pierce twists down after about a 3-yard gain. That should be the final play of this one. How about this one? How about a surprise here, Jeff? Not that RCC won, but that they shut out Saddleback, their 3rd straight shutout. They have not allowed a point in the month of October.
No, like I said, 163 points is nothing. But it was you have a touchdown, you have a touchdown, you have a touchdown. Bancoli with 2. It was just a great game for Strong, Jesse Campbell, Bancoli. These guys were really, really stellar in this win. But the defense as a whole shows that they are the best team right now playing in the state of California.
Yeah, the defense really shut down this Saddleback team. And James Cook and his squad deserve a lot of credit here. And the Tigers now, they go to 8-0 overall. They go to 5-0 in conference play. 2 games left. On the road next week at Mesa and then back here. And I have a feeling that's going to be at Donnybrook here November 11th against Fullerton College for the league title.
Well, I'll tell you what, I might be camping out the next 2 weeks because I've had so much fun watching this Tigers team. And I've said it before. I think this is the most complete RCC team we've seen, including that national championship. I saw both national championship teams. This is the most disciplined team we've seen and the deepest all around. They are really playing on all cylinders.
So the final here, 39-0. We're awaiting Tom Craft, the head coach of RCC. I know our camera guy's down there talking to him now, giving him the headset. And we'll go when we're ready. But just, impressive performance tonight for the Tigers. Coach, can you hear me? All right, Coach. Let's start with the defense tonight. I mean, we know the numbers for Saddleback. They're a very impressive offensive team, and James Cook's group and your group did a great job today.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's tough to get 3 shutouts in a row like that, and they were a hot team coming in here offensively, and it's a great effort by our defense. I thought both offense and defensive lines, that was a challenge for us, and they did a good job today. So we're happy. We feel like we beat a really good team here today.
Coach, when we spoke this week, you told me, hey, we need to be able to run the football because in playoff games you need to be able to get tough yards. Saddleback, really good run defense, Coach. You were able to run the ball on them. What went into that? Was it a strategic thing, or your offensive line, at least in the first quarter, man, they looked pretty dominant today?
Well, at times in the first quarter, and then at times towards the end of the game, I think they did a good job. Yeah, we're pleased with that part of it. We're not anywhere where we need to be at this point, but like I said, we feel like they're a good football team, and they have a really good defense, and we were able to run the ball and stay balanced today with the passing game and the run game. It's nice to get some points off the passing game, but be able to run the ball when you need to and take the clock in the second half was a real key for us.
Well, Coach, defensively, you guys have been stellar all season long. You're disciplined. But let's talk about your quarterback, Barton. You've had some great ones here at RCC. How much of a leader is he for your offense with the entire team? How important is he to you?
Well, the quarterback's one of the most important guys on the team. It's the hardest position to play in sports, and Jordan's got some experience. He still has things that he could improve on and things that he could see here today. But, it's a work in progress, and he gets better and better as we go. And that's going to be a key for us to stay balanced. I think the start that we got off today was really important, and it kind of sparked everybody. So that was good. And he played almost air-free today outside of it. You should have thrown that ball away when it got picked off.
And then, Coach, last thing from us, and we appreciate the time here after the game. I know defense, it's a team game, it's a team concept, but Isaiah Boker has been so disruptive for you guys. He was pretty disruptive in the middle of the game today. Give us a few thoughts on number 97.
Good player. I mean, real good against the run, excellent against the pass. He's an effort guy. Overachiever with athletic ability, and that's a good combination to have. And we got to get some of the other guys going, but he's been solid, probably one of the most solid guys for us. He and Leo, our linebacker, have been great, and then Nixon's really come on for us now. So we got some guys that are stepping up and making a difference, and I think that's also putting people in the right position now. We're starting to settle in on defense. That they've done a spectacular job.
Coach, thank you for the time. Congratulations on the win. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks. Appreciate it.
Great. Thank you.
Tom Kraft, the head coach of RCC, and, very always underspoken, kind of always the coach. He's been to a few rodeos, Jeff. He understands it, but even he had to say, hey, that's an impressive win against a very good team.
Yeah, I mean, just defensively. Like you said, guys are in their right spots. They're kind of settling in. They are prepared, and they're going to have a gauntlet the next 2 weeks. They thought today was going to be tough. It's just going to continue to get harder.
Yeah, San Diego Mesa on the road next week. And, the road is always – there's always those factors that come in because not only do you got to play a game, but there's the organization and getting yourself down there and all that stuff. And then, hey, you come back in a big rivalry against Fullerton, I think the 65th or 66th meeting between the two schools. They have a big rivalry, and Fullerton kind of had their number for a little bit the last couple of times it's been RCC, so that rivalry going back and forth. And so Riverside City College today, they win their 6th straight against Saddleback and 10 of the last 11. The all-time series now 29-20, still in favor of Saddleback. Jeff Gorham, before we leave here, final thoughts.
I'll tell you what, it's just impressive. The entire month of October, you cannot stress the amount of hard work these guys have put in, and it was showing. I mean, you outscore your opponents. They haven't even scored the entire month of October. That is impressive, and that settles everything.
Third straight shutout for the Tigers, 39-0 over Saddleback. We'll talk to you here in a couple of weeks when Fullerton comes in. For Jeff Gorham and for our entire award-winning Riverside TV crew, my name is Ghazal Hassan. 39-0 RCC knocks off 13th-ranked Saddleback. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. So long, everybody.